All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day two training program of ours. So I believe everybody settled down and you were able to access the recording of our day one. Yes,
Yeah,
no.
Pravas. Yeah, Pravas, I could do that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation. All right, so any doubt or queries before starting with day two from day one side? Anybody? You tried something and it did not work out or you did not get success and you wanted to discuss with me. Okay, so let's go to our day two topics. We'll continue from day one, whatever we have left with. So go to the file name called case studies. And if you recall, we have already discussed about the sheet called date calculation, like taking a hidden formula of Excel naming called date diff and how to apply that formula and what is the usage of our dollar symbol before column, before row, or before both, and what is the role of today formula to make our formula dynamic. All these things we discussed. So today we'll start working with our next sheet naming called goalseek. So kindly confirm the same file and same sheet is open in front of your screen. File name is case studies, sheet name is goalseek. Just drop me a message please in the chat box, wait for yes. Now here, what we are going to do in this exercise, let me put it in a story format and give you some insights upon this. While working in the corporate world, if you do not take the right decision in the right time, you will be facing a lot of trouble or consequences, or we end up spending a lot of money, or there might be a financial blockage over there, or you maybe end up spending a lot of time over there to complete the task. Do you agree with me? So taking the right decision is very much important in our workplace. Do you agree with me? Of course, yes, isn't it? So here what we are going to see is when we are going to take a decision, how Microsoft Excel tools are going to help us while working with that, and how we can rely upon those features of Microsoft Excel so that we can arrive at our targeted output with immediate note or without spending much time or giving much of efforts. How to analyze and come to a quick decision over there, we are going to see that. So that's why I have taken a beautiful example of payroll, like the salary slip. You all must be getting salary while working with corporate, no doubt about that. So everybody can connect with the data. That's why I have taken this example. So please focus on that. We have a basic of 40,000, DA 20% of the basic, formula driven, HRA 50% of the basic, again formula driven, medical allowance fix of 15K, uniform allowance fix of 12K. Now the monthly CTC is nothing but summation of all these above values. Annual CTC, again formula driven, nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So a simple formula driven result, we have designed a formulated data set over here. So go through this entire formula. Is there any difficulties in understanding? Do let me know. Okay. So here, I believe it's a simple formula driven data set. Now, let me take you to the situation. Suppose say, take an example. Being a team leader, being a manager, I am going to recruit one person in my team. So that's why I have approached to my recruitment division. I told them about the JD, complete details, my requirement. So they have started working with filtering the data set, filtering the profiles of the suitable candidates from different resources like or different sources like LinkedIn or different consulting job sites like Naukri or Monster or timesjob.com, something. And they have found one candidate for me. Now, being a manager or team leader or being a supervisor of the team, it is my duty. I should take a call by interviewing that person whether I should hire that candidate or not. I have to take the final decision on that. Now, suppose say when I have started my questioning to that person, he answered all my questions very promptly. So I am quite satisfied. I have decided that I got my candidate, I should hire him. But that alone is not enough. The discussion comes to an end with the compensation part, the offered CTC. So for this job role, I offer to that candidate that 11 lakhs 40,000 for this job role we are offering. But the candidate is not happy with my offer. Okay. I could make out from his face. So I gave a comfort zone to him, asking if you have some expectation, you can speak up so that we can come to a win-win situation over there. So when I gave that opportunity, then he should not leave the chance. He thought immediately and asked me, Prabhas, instead of 11 lakhs 40,000, if you able to give me or offer me 14 lakhs CTC, I am ready to join in a day or two. So now I have a situation. I am offering 11 lakhs 40, but he is expecting 14 lakhs. I don't want to lose that candidate, but to satisfy his demand, what would be the structure of my salary? I need to know that first. So this is my first problem. Let's park it aside. Internally, my management has given me an authority stating that Prabhas, salary is not a bar. You can accept anybody's demand, whatever they are asking, but ensure that at any point of time, the basic salary should not exceed 60,000 because it will disturb our hierarchy or it disturb the slab of our salary. So ensure that the basic should not exceed 60,000. So I have got another problem now. Even though I have got the authority to award any salary to anybody, but still I have to ensure that the basic should not exceed 60,000 when I am going to accept this 14 lakhs. So having said all these things, I have to take a call. Now, in this case, what we do exactly? We just ask the candidate, we are through with our interview. Please be waited in our reception or lobby for a couple of hours or half an hour or 1 hour, and we'll let you know. This is how we demand. This is how we instruct, or this is how we treat in the interview process. Do you agree with me? That is quite common. We know that very well, right? Now, here, let's analyze the situation. Why we are buying 1 hour or 2 hour of time? Why don't we decide on the table itself whether to hire that candidate or not? So buying that 1 hour time, what we do with that exactly? So we come back to our workstation, we just open our calculator or we open this kind of Excel file, and then we start playing around with our formula. Like 11 lakhs 40 is there. Person is demanding 14 lakhs. So first I need to check how much authority or power I have. So basic, I can give it only maximum 60,000. So I'll go for the basic to change 60,000. So first I need to check whether I have the ability to provide that much of salary or not, whether I have the authority is there or not. So when I go for 60,000, how much I'm getting? 15 lakhs 48 means I have the power. I can award that much of salary of 14 lakhs. But to satisfy this 14 lakhs, to reaching this annual CTC of 14 lakhs, what we do? We slightly go and reduce the value from basic, like 60. It is there. I should go for 57. So I'm just a bit close to now 14 lakhs. Now again, I'll go come back to somewhat reducing the value. I'll go for like this. So Unless and until this value turns out to be 14 lakhs, my permutation combination will keep on continuing over here. Do you agree with me? Now, you may get the answer of 14 lakhs in 5 hits, 10 hits, 15 hits. There is no such kind of standalone answer for it. It depends on the value what you are taking. So this is what we do in that half an hour or 1 hour time buying from the candidate. Now, that's fine. What you're doing is absolutely correct. I am not having any questions on that, but I have a question in different way. Like, suppose say that person is still waiting for another 1 hour or 2 hour. I have got a chance to win that candidate. Now, suppose say the candidate has got another interview scheduled in my neighborhood company. So he thought for a while, rather sitting 2 hours idle over here wasting the time, let me check with the neighborhood interviewer if they are ready to take up the interview so I can utilize the time. Anybody will think like that. So the candidate went to that neighborhood company and that interviewer, whoever the XYZ person, they immediately agreed with his demand of 14 lakhs. Now, what do you think? That candidate is going to come back to me? No way. So what happens? I lost a good candidate because I could not take the decision on time. Besides that, behind the scene, whatever my recruitment division has paid the efforts to filter out that candidate's profile, that efforts has gone into drain. The entire time what they have spent, it has gone for waste. And since there is not I mean we do not have sufficient resources in my team performance also getting degraded time to time. My management is going to ask a question, Prabhas, I gave you the authority to fill that gap, to close that lead. Why did you take this much of time? Why are not getting a proper candidate? I cannot give you any excuse over there that, sir, I just took the interview, but that person did not turn up. So this kind of things is not possible. So what is happening now? Since I could not take the decision on time, I just felt this much of consequences because of that. So this is the reason why people taking the right decision in the right time is very, very essential. So now, instead of buying 1 hour time, how to get that immediately then and there, it's on the table itself by taking the tool help of our Excel, we are going to see that. So what is now our objective? We are going to discuss that. So in that case, we have a very beautiful tool, people, in the data menu. What if analysis, one category is there, and the name is called goal seek. So where is the goal seek? In the data menu, and this is called what if analysis over here and goal seek. So where goal seek is there, we got that. So this is called one of the data analytical tool and which will be helping you for decision making. All right. Now how to use it? Whenever you happen to use goal seek, you have to always satisfy two rules. Rule number one, the data must be formula driven. So whatever the data sets you have created, designed, or you have maintained in Excel, it must be formula driven or it should be formula linked. Now, there are so many formula over here you could see. So rule number one is satisfied. Fine. Now, rule number two, when you go to data, what if analysis goal say, it will be taking you to this kind of dialog box. Just watch my screen. First input, it demands set cell. Now, what is set cell? Set cell is nothing but objective cell. In any data set, there will be one objective. Now, if you have understood the whole scenario, what is our objective? Anybody?
To reach annual CTC of 14 lakhs.
Simple. So annual CTC is our objective cell. So this cell is nothing but objective cell. So rule number two, it says that whichever the cell you consider as a objective cell, that cell must contain a formula. So our annual CTC, if you recall, what is the formula we have? Monthly CTC multiplied by 12. Able to recall, right? So our rule number two is also satisfied. Now coming to two value. So how much value you are expecting in annual CTC? So what is that candidate's demand? 14 lakhs. We must define it manually. You cannot refer to a cell. You have to always define it manually. And while typing, ensure you are typing zeros properly. So 14 5 zeros. Now by changing cell, which cell I change so that I can get this 14 lakhs over here. So by just having some time, like buying some time of 1 hour, 2 hour from the candidate, which cell we were trying with different permutation combinations is the basic one.
Basics.
So we'll go for our changing cell is nothing but basic cell. Now, just see the beauty. When you go and click the OK button on your blink of your eyes, Excel will take its multiple iteration and calculations and it will throw the result. So to achieve this 14 lakhs output, this will be your structure of the salary. And the basic one, is it within the limit of 60,000? Yes. So without making any delay, I could tell that to the candidate, we are through with the interview and welcome aboard. The rest of formalities our HR will be taking care. You may join from day after tomorrow. So just see the beauty. So this is how people, whenever you are doing any cost analysis or costing, or you are doing the profitability analysis, or you are doing some wealth maximization, you can make use of this tool called GoalSeek. Give it a try and check it's working. If at all any doubt, queries, feel free to ask. So is it working? Any doubt or any confusion on this or not operating properly? Anything, you feel free to ask. All right. So I consider everybody is clear with our goal seek.
Uh, Hi. In
Yeah.
just no, it took some time, but it worked. No, it was slow. In my case, it was not as fast as yours, so but it
Mhm.
worked. Yeah, maybe I made a mistake where I tried to see the goal seek again, and it did not clear the previous entry. Anyways, it works. Thanks.
Fine, no problem. So taking the live data, you can keep practicing upon this, but always remember the rules. Data must be formula driven and the set cell must be the objective cell and it must contain a formula. And where it is available in the data, group is called what if analysis and tool name is called goalseek. Now, let's go to our next sheet, naming called data clean 1. Now here, let us discuss something on this point. What, why the data cleaning is necessary? What is the reason behind it? Why should you learn this? Because 90% cases when you receive your data from SAP or ERP, though it is IBM ERP, Oracle ERP, SAP 4, SAP SuccessFactors, anything, 90% cases you will be getting your unclean data. Now, you can ask me a question, Prabhas, what is the meaning by unclean data? The data might be having some blanks. The data might be having some unwanted, unprintable characters. There might be some columns remaining blanks, or there could be a case the column should be containing this kind of errors. So there are many more things. Or column header might be missing, numbers may not be in number format, date may not be in date format, All these problems you may come across, and that we call it as a unclean data. Now, once we receive the same, it is our duty to first clean the data properly, and then only we can make it ready for next level. So, though you are working with Excel for quite long, or if you have good analytical skills, but unless and until you are having the knowledge of data cleansing, it is of no use. Otherwise, you have to always depend upon some third party to clean the data for you. So, in those cases, people, how to deal with that, we are going to discuss. So, if you look at, we have taken some vendors' data, and this is for last some 20 days records or 10 days or 15 days records, how much revenue from or how much business we have given it to them, those details are there. Okay. Now, when I received this data, you could notice it is containing some kind of errors over here. What kind of error? Like hash reference, hash name, hash bill, hash division, all this kind of errors are there in place. You could notice, right? Now, having these errors in place, when I look at, of course, it is leading to a lot of questions in the mind, why there are so many errors. Now, why the errors are there? What is the reason behind it? If I need to know, there might be different reasons for that. What is that? It could be because of the data absence or formatting incompatibility or formula error could be there in the case also. So there might be many more reasons behind such errors. But the moment I send these errors as it is to the next level, I believe this is not playing any role. I send it across as it is, ignoring the same. Again, people keep asking a lot of questions, and I have to keep explaining the same to the multiple users, whomever I have sent this report. So this is the reason why people, it is very much essential whenever you receive your data, first clean your data properly, then make it ready for next level, or if it is necessary, send it to the next level. But how to do that? So now the question is, in those places where the errors are there, we are expecting the text to be populated as NA. Wherever errors are there, it should be replaced with NA. So how to do that? Our expert, they will suggest you go for Control F, find and replace. Control S, they will ask you. But find and replace, what it does, only one kind of error it will handle at a time. So we have got varieties of errors. First, we have to make a list of errors, and then we have to go for multiple times of rolling the same activity of find and replace. So that will be really painful. So what we can do, the best practice is you can keep your cursor anywhere in the data and go for Control A. Then on your keyboard, press Control G, G for gamma. Then in this, we have a special tab you could see. You can click on it. And in this special tab, when you click it, we have an option over here called constants. And then when you click the constants option, you need to deactivate numbers, text, logicals. Activating constants, deactivating numbers, text, logicals, and the selection will be there only with errors. Now click OK and just watch your screen. What is happening? From the entire data set, only those error-driven cells are alone in selections. Fine. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and go for over there. Simply writing it NA. Wherever it is typing, don't worry. But if you're interested to see or confirm, look at your formula bar. When you type NA, is it being typed properly? Yes. Now keep your cursor there in their box and hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, you could notice in each and every cell, the value remains to be now is just a text. And that's called over here nil or NA, zero, hyphen, anything you want, you could replace like this. And then you should go to Home tab and you should color them. Is it really necessary to put the colors? Yes. And what is the essence of that? You should put a color like this, and in the bottom side of your data, you must explain that as a legend, stating the yellow colored cells are nothing but error-driven cells replaced with NA. So whoever is watching your data, looking at the color application and reading out your legend, they will make out what you have done over here. So this is how to handle or replace all these errors in place at once over there in our spreadsheet or application or Excel. We have seen that. Check. Is it working? Anybody is not getting or missed something? You want my
Dr.
help?
Prabhaji, yeah, you can just recall like uh, the
You have
home
selected
variant
your
would be.
data. You have selected your data first,
Yeah,
then Control G, G for gamma.
yeah,
Then special will
and the
turn up.
reference.
You can see. And not reference, special tab. You have to click the reference, not reference,
Yeah,
special. There is a
special
tab.
tab. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Then in the next dialog box, you have to select
formulas.
constants. Constants, not formulas,
Yeah,
constants. Then in the formula category, numbers, text, logicals. But the selection should be there in the constants only.
constants, errors, right? Only.
Yeah, constant errors. You have to deactivate like this, all these three. Then click OK and just watch. When you click OK and watch, you can see only the error-driven cells are alone in selection.
Mm-hmm.
If it is not happening, you can share your screen.
Yeah, but NA has not come. It has got selected.
Yeah, you can share your screen. Let's see what state you're in, or anybody has missed out, they can also watch your screen.
Yeah, show on the screen.
Mhm.
Screen can be seen.
Yeah. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type NA. Just type NA.
I think so. I should do it again.
No, have you typed it? Because I can't see the real-time update. There's this lagging of the screen. Yes. Ah. So you have to do it again because
Yeah,
you should not click anywhere. That's what I told you. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, then type. Okay. Control A. Right. Now click OK.
Control G.
Yeah, now you're in go to special dialog box, right?
Yeah. So I'm on special dialog box now. Constant and errors I have ticked.
Right. Now click OK.
Okay, I've done.
Then all the errors are in selection.
Yes.
Right. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type. Don't click anywhere, just type NA and then hit Control Enter. After typing NA, hit
Okay.
Control Enter. And then you color them going to the Home tab, go to the Fill Color and color them.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Fine. So this is how we have understood how to do the treatment for the errors in our data set and how to present it properly to the next level, whomever will send it file or others. Now, let's do one thing. You could notice in this data set, there are many more places you could see. We have the blanks in place. Can you see that? Right? So Those cases wherever the blanks are there, people, we are expecting that there should be a text called nil, N-I-L. How to do that? Let's do a practice. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, then Control G, and click Special. And then there's an option called blanks. Able to see? And when you select blanks over here, then click OK, and you'll be finding from the entire data set only blank cells are alone in selection. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and type as we discussed NIL. Wherever it is typing, don't worry, but look at your formula bar. You can notice what is the text is being typed. Now with this, we should go for Control Enter. And when you go for Control Enter, you could notice wherever the blank cells are there, is it filled with or replaced with a text called nil? Yes. But that is not over yet. I told you, going to Home tab and color those cells with a different color. And then put a legend in the bottom stating that the green color cells are nothing but the blank cells replaced with nil. So this is the story of our data clean 1. Give it a try. Kindly confirm it's working. Any difficulties, feel free to ask. Yeah, that's a good question, Aishman. If you go to Home, see, in the Home tab, we have an option. Find here, go to Special and go to these two options we are operating from this. So if you see the keyboard shortcut, Control G is stated, right? Fine. So all are clear with the data clean 1, whatever the exercise we discussed. Any difficulties or any questions from anybody? Kiran, is it clear? Okay. Let's go to our next sheet, naming called Data Clean 2. So here, let me give you a background story of this data set. Remember one thing, whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP, you will be always getting two columns in trouble. One, the number column will not be in number format, the date column will not be in date format. So unless and until you clean this data or these two columns, this data is of no use for us and it is not ready for next level. So in those cases, how to deal with the same, let's discuss. Suppose say my boss asked me a question, Prabhas, get me a report about the employees report. So I gave a respective T code in my SAP system. I download some data near about 1 lakh records. It comes in like this. What is that? Employee ID is there. Employee name is available. What is the job role, responsibility? How much is the salary is there? Department name, where they're working, which department? What is the business unit or cost center you say? Male, female, gender based. Ethnicity over here, which country or which regions they are working with. All these details are there. Now, if you look at in this entire 1 lakh records, our annual salary column, if you look at this column is having a trouble. Now, you can ask me a question, Pras, how did you come to know by looking at the data itself? Well, if you look at the data, can you see some green color flag symbols over here in the top left corner is there? So it's a simple message. These details over here are not in proper format So if you are dealing with the numbers are not in number format. Then what format it is? Maybe in general or maybe in text, we never know. But this is for sure, it is not in number format. Then how to deal with the same, how to clean the data? Here our experts, they will suggest you, don't worry Prabhas, just select your data and there you will be finding in the left side top left corner over here number option called convert to number. This is how people ask you or suggest you to do the job. But I do not recommend this. Reason is very simple. This option is technically being designed to deal with some minimum, I mean, the maximum row items of 20, 30, some limited row items if you have, you can go and deal with the same and it will work fine. But we have got 1 lakh record. And by mistake and unknowingly you have opted that method, then you will be facing the trouble like system not responding, system is restarted, all these problems from your system, you will be getting that. So what is the best option then to clean up the data? Take a look. Keep your cursor in the first salary value and select the rest. Control Shift down arrow key. Now, when you go for Control Shift down, can you see our cursor has reached to the bottom of your data set? But we need to again go back to the top. And this is what more painful. Most of the time while designing the formula, when you select the whole range and you come back to the formula, again, we take the mouse help and we start scrolling up or we use the trackball to scroll up, all these problems we always face. So instead of doing that, what we can do, I'll tell you a very beautiful keyboard shortcut we have called Control Backspace. So when you hit Control Backspace, you can see you can come to the beginning immediately. So this keyboard shortcut will be very, very helpful whenever you design some formula or function-based data type or database or report, anything you want to generate, it will be very, very helpful. Now, going to our data menu, then we have the option called text to column. So when I go for text to column, here many more options are there. No need to do anything on this. Directly go and click finish. Now you can notice from the entire annual salary column, my data is cleaned and there is no yellow color symbols options over here, correct? So this is how the best and suitable approach for our data cleansing people. Whenever you are working with Excel or that to SAP driven data, how to deal with the same, we have got the understanding. Any doubt, any queries on this? All right. So out of two problems, one problem solution from our SAP driven data, how to fix it, we have understood. So let's go to our extreme right column. What is that we have? We have got year, correct? Now, when you go for this year column, can you see it is containing some errors like hash value errors are there. Then why there are so many errors? If you try to know, then you could realize taking a random cell when you pick it up and watch that, what it says. There is already a year formula over here. And that year formula is depending upon a date. So now it is pretty clear that since we have already got a year formula, we have noticed in day one of our training, there is some problem with our other side, like in the date column. Now, if you look at the date column, what is the problem you notice in the date column? Anybody?
It's not in the right format. It is having some dots in between instead of having a date format.
Like, so what is the date format exactly?
It's DD hyphen MM hyphen YYYY.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything? Well, let's go and discuss something. See, if you remember, we discussed already yesterday, there are two types of date format we follow across the globe while working in Excel. One, DD, YY, YY. The other one, DD, YY, YY. So these are the two recognized formats in Microsoft Excel. But the moment it comes to the separator, or we call it as a delimiter in Excel language, then you must have either hyphen dd hyphen hyphen yy, or you can go for slash dd slash that to forward slash, not the backslash, and this will be considered as a proper date format. Okay, so here if you look at, the problem is with the separators. Rest of things are fine, but the problem is with the separator. So how to get it rectified? Over here, take a look. Keep your cursor in the first date value and select the rest. Okay. Now, as I told you, if you want to come back to the beginning, control backspace. Now, go to data. There's an option called text to column. Now, go to text to column. Here, you don't need to do any changes. Directly go for next. So when you go for next, you will be getting a list of delimiters. Here also, you don't need to do any changes. Directly go and click next. Now here, you can notice we have got our date format. By default, it shows general. So let's go and change it to date. And once you do so, there is a beautiful drop down over here. Now, what is the usage of this drop down? This is just to ensure if your data from column J is of DD, YY format, you have to ensure this option is on DMY. If it is of year, month, date format, then it should be changing to YMD. If it is of month, date, year format, it should be MDY. So depending upon the requirement, you can go for it. Then, since our data is of DMY format, let it be, no need to do any changes. Go and click OK. So when you click OK, with immediate effect or finish, can you see your date column has been rectified? And along with that, the year column, which was throwing an error, this column is also rectified easily. So this is how people we have understood how to rectify the errors from our SAP driven records and how to make our data clean, how to bring our data in proper format in case of numbers and a date. We have understood that. Try this out. Any difficulties, anybody? Do let me know. If someone is not getting or data is not still cleaned, feel free to ask. Because these are very, very essential people. Unless until you clean the data, you can't work on that.
Prabhaji, delimiters,
Hmm.
what did we select?
No, no, nothing to be selected on that. Delimiters.
Next, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yep.
After selecting the date format, it should come, no? It's not coming actually.
Okay, you can share your screen. No problem. Let's see.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's getting loaded. Just a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah, I could see now. Fine,
Hmm.
you got not the year column. Year is already containing a formula that is depending upon the date column. So you should go to the date column first.
Okay, okay. Okay, I did wrong then.
No problem. Let us rectify that. Select the
Okay.
date, control shift down arrow key,
Mm-hmm.
control shift down arrow key, then come back, control backspace, then go to data,
Yeah. Next,
text column, text to column.
and finish.
No, 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 because you have shared the window. I told you to always share your entire screen. I'm unable to see the text to column window. Anyway,
Okay, I'm sorry.
you have gone for next, then change the format. Since you're just showing of DDMMY, that's fine. Now hit enter. Yes,
Okay, it's
perfect.
done actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go,
Thank you.
go go to your salary column. It is not rectified. Salary column. Just go to annual salary column.
It's not rectified.
Yeah.
It's
Keep your cursor again. Select. Control shift down arrow key.
yes.
No, no. Control shift down arrow key. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
go to your text to column again. And no need to do any changes. Just go and click finish.
Mm,
Text to column. Yeah. Now
finish.
click finish. Yes. So this green color flag symbols, whatever it was
Yeah.
appearing in the top left corner, this
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
be vanished. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm
Thank you.
taking the control back in the screen. No problem. All right. So I believe now we all are clear with this data clean tool, and this is very, very essential whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP system. Now, let us go for our data clean 3. Okay. Now we are going to discuss a beautiful concept that is called one of the inbuilt AI tool, artificial intelligence tool of our Microsoft Excel, and how to make our job easy while doing the data cleansing activities. We are going to watch that. Just watch my screen first. See, what is happening? I have downloaded a data set from my SAP or ERP system, say my employee names or vendor names or customer names, something like that. But watching the same, my boss is not happy and he is asking me, Prabhas, why don't you differentiate the entire name? First name in one column, last name in other column. So if you happen to segregate my data, or if I want to bifurcate my data, we have the practice of using either text to column or different formulas, functions. So what will be happening? First of all, it will time taking. Second, the more the formula, again, file size will be more. So what we can do over here is just see. Ideally, I prefer to go to the first cell. I'll go and type first, what is that? Emily. Okay. Then I'll go for the next. I'll type Davis. I'll come back to Emily and just one simple keyboard shortcut. Control E, entire first name has been extracted. Similarly, I'll go for Davis. Control E, I have got my last name extracted. See how cool it is. No formula, no function, simple a keyboard shortcut. And what is that? Is nothing but our Control E. So this Control E is what exactly? This is nothing but one of the AI tool called Flash Fill. And this option is available since 2013 and above versions of Microsoft Excel people. And trust me, 90% cases for data cleansing, you can make use of that. Kindly check it out. Are you getting the same feel the way I have explained?
Professor, this will also work in case it is, let's say, instead of full name, so we deal with device tags, which are alphanumeric, but they could be
Right,
segregated.
right.
So they can also then easily segregate the character part, as in the alphabets,
Yes,
and the number part. Oh, okay, nice.
yes, yes,
Very powerful. Without
yes,
error. Yeah.
yes, yes. That is what the beauty of this
Yeah.
tool
Without
controlling.
error. Yeah.
Right. Now, if you're interested in knowing, Prabhas, where this is there in the ribbon, I'll help you also. Just watch my screen. I told you a keyboard shortcut, but if you want to see where this option is available in the ribbon, go into Home. We have a fill option. And there, if you remember, yesterday we have dealt with series just to create our series from 1 to 50, 1 to 100, something like that. The last option you check, you'll be finding option called Flash Fill. So this is nothing but, again, your data cleansing tool or the AI tool of Microsoft Excel called Flash Fill and the keyboard shortcut Control E. This is location number one. Else, you can go to your data menu as well. There, next to the text to column, you do have a Flash Fill. So choice is yours. Whichever it is comfortable for you, you can make use of that. Not a problem. Fine. So how to use this Flash Fill? What is the shortcut? Where it is available? We got the entire understanding. Any difficulties before proceeding further? Any questions? All clear? Can I take yes? Great. Thank you so much for your response. Now, where else we can use this? Just watch my screen. Suppose say I have got the employee names or customer names or the vendor names, first name in one column, last name in other column. Suppose I need to combine these two names into one column. My boss is saying name is there, then why you are retaining in two different columns? Why don't you combine them? So ideally, to combine the same what we do, our experts they will suggest us to do the job like this. Equal to don't do that, just watch my screen. Equal to first name. They will ask go for ampersand over there, and then we need a space. So space is a delimiter. We must define within two double inverted quotes, and then that will be automatically added with my first name. But we have also last name to combine, so we need to go for one more ampersand and take the last name. This is how our people will suggest, then data will be combined. Else, some people they will suggest us to go for a formula naming called concatenate. What is that? Concatenate. And then they will ask, go and deal with this in this fashion, and you will be getting your data combined. But there is again a space needed. So what they will say, go and define the space within two double inverted quotes and then comma. So all these options are available, but problem is again time consuming and it will increase the file size. But see what we have right now. We have got flash fill. How to use this? Just see. I'll go and write my very first case, Gary Miller. Then Control E. Done. See how your speed is going to increase because of flash fill. Can you imagine that? Give it a try.
Professor, I
Mhm.
tried I mean, so I wrote Gary, and then I
Mhm.
instead of writing complete spelling, I just wrote Mille. Not
Mhm.
then the formula automatically picked up how much I have truncated.
Yes,
So it is very very smart.
that is what how it works. I'll tell you. When you define the first instance, It
Yeah.
is creating the relationship within the immediate left to right, whatever the column data you have. Then it
Okay.
creates a pattern, and that pattern is going to fill for the rest of the cases.
Rest
So
of the case.
control E is nothing but, otherwise people call it as a pattern fill also.
Pattern fail. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It copies the pattern. Correct. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So this is one case we have
Prabhat, I have a
understood.
doubt here.
Yeah. Yes.
The upper example we saw uh, above this.
Mhm.
So the flash fill only, but the spacing will also matter here. Like for example, Emily Davis is written in that the space is there, and the other names are also there. So in case if any either of the name, the spacing in between is much greater or space is more, and somewhere it will be a problem for the Excel.
Of course. See, when you have the moment, you go for, suppose many more spaces are there. Take an example. Then you have to do a data cleansing again over here. Like suppose I have Emily space Davis is there, but here the next case Theodore two space Dean is there. Or some case Luna, it is three space Sanders is there. Then the data is not of consistent type. You must clean the data. And how to clean it? Say, take an example. I have got over here, take a look. Since you have asked me, I'm covering now. If I take the data over here, say Excel. Now, if I ask Excel, how many characters are there in this cell? How many characters are available?
Fine.
Five. How to know that? So there is a formula in Excel to count the number of characters available over here. Okay. Now, suppose say deliberately, I have gone for hitting one space over here, Excel, and suppose test. Now, how many characters?
Or
4 plus 5 and including one space is total 10. Do you agree?
right.
So I got 10. Now, same thing
Mm.
I'm doing over here. Now I have deliberately add some more space. Okay. Now, how
Mm.
many characters are there if I want to count? It gives me 13. Now, here, if I want to remove the unwanted spaces, there is a formula in our Excel naming called trim. So what trim will do, it will remove the unwanted spaces in the data set from the beginning or at the end or in the middle, wherever you have. So it will go and immediately clean my data. Now, when I go for it, did I receive 10?
Right.
So this is, you have to do a bit of exercise. Suppose you believe the data is not of consistent type and the data is having some unwanted spaces, you have to go for trim formula. Hope it is clear.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Right. So now we have understood that how to make use of this flash fill to combine our data as well. Now take a look. Where else, what are the other instances we can use this? Now suppose say I have got my employees names. These are the newly joined employees and I want to customize the email ID for them. So our email ID, we have a consistent pattern, first name, dot, last name, then at the rate xyz.com. So how to get that? Now take a look. If I want to bring this, again, people will suggest you go for data concatenation or data combining, conjoining, all these things. No need to do anything. I'll go for simply over here, typing Gary dot Miller and then suppose say abc.com. I designed my first instance, then Control E. Same pattern as it is going to fill the data. So even though I have got 10, 20, 500 people even joined also, I don't need to struggle for customizing the email IDs for them. So this is how another instance where you can use your flash fill. Just use this. Hope it is working for all.
But I'll share my screen.
Yeah,
It's
please.
maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
Share entire screen. Share. Let me know if you can see my Excel now.
Yeah, I could.
So what I did was I just made up a name, av.com, and when I
Right.
pressed and Control E, it gave me only this.
Right. So I would suggest you in column C, whatever you have, please delete first. Column C. Yeah,
Okay.
delete. Now go to column B and customize that first.
I type it again.
Yeah, just type it again fresh.
Okay. And I have to delete this all.
No, no, no need to. Yeah,
Acha.
that's fine. That's fine. You can now do it. Yes.
Okay. Wh-
Yeah.
Why did it happen? I mean, it was because it was.
Because you had already one set of data towards your right. That was just an example I had created. So it was getting a confusion. It should pick the data from the left or right. So that's why it was unable to create the pattern.
Okay. All right. Fine. Clear. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. So I believe you got some bit of understanding more about this flash fill, where else you can use it. Any difficulties, any questions before proceeding further? Now, I'll take you through one more situation. See, in Excel, if you are typing your comments, remarks, or your feedback or anything, Excel doesn't have such much of power like our MS Word has, like changing the sentence case or changing the capital to small, small to capital, all these things immediately, instantly, you cannot do just like your MS Word. But here, again, we have to depend upon some formulas and functions to deal with the same. So instead of doing that, let's see, suppose this Gary Miller is there, okay? And what I want is my first name and last name's first letter alone to be capital, rest of things in small. So I can do one thing. I can go again design my first instance, Gary G capital, Miller M capital, and then Control E. Can you see that? With the same pattern as it has filled the data, only the first letter alone in capital, rest of things in small. So trust me, this is going to save your life. This one, only one tool. Is it working? If it is working, kindly confirm in the chat box. Well, Biswanath and I mean Swabatika and Mr. Lakshmi, Sumit, they have confirmed.
It's done, sir.
Yeah, fine. So now let's see where else we can use this. Now take a look. Suppose I have got my data, something like this, and I just want to extract only the initials. The first name Gary G and Miller second and the last name M. So GM, JW, something like that. The initials alone, I want to bring it over here. How to get it? So again, no formula, no functions. Similarly, you can just go and type GM, then immediately go for Control E over here. Since it is we are having the data towards right, I'll delete it. Then I'll go for Control E. Can you see that? With immediate effect, we'll be getting the records in that pattern. So this is how you can make use of over there to extract something from the data, like alphanumeric you have, or the material code you have, employee code, vendor code, or customer code, any such kind of stuffs are there, and you want to just extract certain characters out of this, you can make use of this Control E. I'll take you through one more scenario. Whenever you have the date in place, okay, you want to extract the year. I told you in day one, we have a ready-made Excel formula called year, right? So there is no need of that even. You want only extract the years, and the years you see only the last four characters. You can go and just type 2019 and then Control E. All the places wherever the years are there, that alone will be populated. So this is how you can make use of this Control E, people, various cases. And as I told you, 90% cases for data cleansing, you can make use of that. Check it out. Any questions running in your mind? You're able to connect with that, whatever we discussed. Fine. Now, data clean 3, we have completed. We'll go to our next data fill. So go to our sheet called data fill. I will first tell you the situation, what we have, then what is the objective and how to deal with the same. We are going to discuss that. Now here, take a look. Suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So I gave a respective T code in my system, SAP, and then I could download some data. I could find that near about 1 lakh records, it comes in this format. What is that? Like I have got outlets or retail outlets in multiple cities, and these are the different products we are selling in our retail outlets, and how much revenue we have made on those outlets for those particular products. The entire report is there. And how many records? 1 lakh records. Now, when I presented this data to my boss, he's not happy watching the same. He is telling, Prabhas, the data is too much. It's huge. You keep it with you. I don't want that. I just want to see only the records related to vanilla powder. I repeat, we have got 1 lakh records. Out of that, my boss is expecting only vanilla powder related records. So if that is the need, if that is the demand, if that is the ask from the other side, how to present our information? What is that we can do for this? Anybody?
Using filters.
Simple. So filter will go to product description. We'll apply filter over there, and then we'll go to our filter button. We'll go for unchecking the same, and I will go for vanilla powder. We'll select and click OK. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So if we are doing filter action like this, then we are going to stop doing that. Yes. Why? What is the thing that has gone wrong? Nothing is wrong. The way we have done the filter, the amount of time we are spending for action of filter, that is not welcomed. If one person is a, suppose say standard 5 student, he is learning Excel for the first time and he is using the filter or doing the filter in this way, that's okay, fine, but not a professional like us. So today we are going to learn how to do a quick filter. So watch my screen. My boss was demanding only vanilla powder related records, right? See, I'll go to vanilla powder, right click, filter selected by cell value. How quick it is. Can you see that? Same thing is happening. Filter buttons are activating. Only vanilla powder related records data is filtered out. Everything on it, just a quick click of button. Give it a try. Right click on vanilla powder, filter, selected by cell value. First one. Can you feel that? So many times we have witnessed on right click, but we have never explored that we can do filter quickly on mouse click also. Do you agree with me? All right. Now, once I do the filter, you could notice that though vanilla powder records are related filtered, but my boss is still not happy. Reason? What is missing? This vanilla powder related to which store, which unit, which city, that is missing. So the data is incomplete. Though I have given the information is incomplete. So in this case, why we are facing this kind of trouble? Let's go and explore. If you just deactivate this filter, you could notice that in our store detail column with regular intervals, we have got some blank cells in place. So store detail name only is there in the first row. So it's a self-implied message. This data, whatever we are dealing with, it is pertaining to Mumbai unit, correct? But for our data action purpose to prepare that report, what my boss was expecting, then I should keep filling the data Mumbai for all, Chennai for all, Ahmednagar for all like that. Then only my data will be ready for next level. But for that purpose, if I do or start doing copy paste work, it will take a hell lot of time. And we are not supposed to do that. Our time is very precious for us. Then how to make our data ready? How to turn into a flat data? Let's go and discuss. Keep your cursor in your store detail column, the column header, what you have. Okay. Then take your mouse pointer to the scroll bar. In the right side, we have a scroll bar. You can take that. Take the scroll bar and bring it to the bottom, extreme bottom. Okay. Now you could notice the last row item also visible of that column. What is that row item? 63. But where is your cursor? Though you have reached to the bottom, but technically where is the cursor? If you want to know, there is a box over here. This is called name box or your active cell. So this name box it's showing A3. So our cursor is there in A3. Though we have scrolled to the bottom, technically cursor is there in A3 only, correct? Now, what you can do, take your mouse pointer to the last cell of that column and the moment you want to select, hold your shift button and click that cell. So holding the shift button, the moment I select A63, can you see the entire column is selected? So this is the best way to select a non-contiguous cell range. Suppose you have got regular interval blank cells in place. This is the best way to select. Hope you are getting that. All of you are able to select. Kindly confirm. Now, once it is done, just hit Control G. G for Gamma, G for Goa. You will be getting same go to dialog box on the screen. Yes. There you go. Special. Nothing new. We have already done the same in our data clean 1 itself. Then you have the option called blanks. So when you go for this blanks option and click OK, with immediate effect, you will be finding, just a minute, so this button is missing. So first I'll go and select the entire stuff, go for Control G, special, I'll go for blanks and click OK. Now you will be finding from the entire data set only the blank cells are alone in selection, you can see. Okay. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately just type equal to. So you'll be finding from the entire blank cell range, the first cell blank cell alone is getting activated, and that is with your equal to sign. And now click the above cell where the unit name Mumbai is there. Just click that cell and hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, you will be finding entire column is being populated over here with the respective city names. And now your data is ready. And once it is ready, go to vanilla powder, right click, filter, selected by cell value. So can you see the vanilla powder related records will be displayed along with which unit that is also being populated. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, when you download the data from SAP or ERP and regular intervals, you got the blank cells in place. How to deal with the same, making your data ready by taking this quick technique of Control G command. We have seen that. So try this. If it is working fine, please do a immediate practice in your case number 2 towards your right side. We have that. Just try there. So data fill, whatever we did, is it clear? Any questions from anybody? Fine. So let's go for our next sheet, people. Naming called sorting. So what is to learn about the sorting? Let's go and have a discussion on that first. Suppose, say, take an example. My boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire employee related records. So I give just respective T code in my system and I could download a data set having near about 10,000 records in this format. Like department name is there, employee name is available, date of joining is there, and salary we have. So it's a complete picture of 10,000 records. Now, when I presented this, my boss is not happy watching that. And what he's saying? He's saying to us, this data is of no use for me. Do one thing, get this data arranged properly based on the department. What he's saying? Based on the department, please arrange the data properly and bring it to me. So why is so particular about department? Let's go for that. If you look at our department column, the first name is their finance, second admin, third HR, fourth finance. Means the data is there, but it is jumbled, it is shuffled over here, and boss is not happy watching that, and he's expecting Each and every department wise data should be there grouped together over here, and then we can populate it. Okay. So how to do that? For that, we are following a data arranging tool called sorting. And sorting, where do you get it? There are three different locations. You'll find the sorting options over there in our ribbon. See, we can go to home and we can go for sort and filter. There we have an option called custom sort. So this is our location number one. Location number two, if you go to data, here also we do have an option called sorting ready-made. Okay. Otherwise, you can go and just right click on the data, sort, and you can go for custom sort. So whichever it is comfortable out of these three, you can opt it to do the sorting. But if you ask me, I would always suggest go for a simple keyboard shortcut over here for data sorting is Alt D S, and that's called data sorting. Okay, so you can make use of that because sorting is something we'll be doing 100 times in a day. So select your data, Alt D S. After Control A, Alt D S, you're able to do the sorting. So Alt D S, is it working one by one? You just press together. All of you able to navigate the keyboard shortcuts? Alt D S. Yeah. Now, once you have this, then sort by, you could choose the option over here called department. Since boss is expecting department-wise data to be arranged, right? Now going to department and choose the order. So how sorting works, it understands the data type first. If it is alphabets, then it will set the order A to Z or Z to A. If it is a number, smallest to largest, largest to smallest. If it is a date, oldest to newest or newest to oldest, it will set the order. So since we have the text over here, department column, it's automatically turning the data in A to Z or Z to A. So let it be A to Z only and click OK. And you can notice that with immediate effect, each and every department wise data is grouped together. So this is how we do the sorting. The keyboard shortcut will learn Alt D S, and order of the sorting depends on the data type. This is what the basic understanding, and we have been using that also. Do you all agree with me? Clear what we discussed? Right. Now, stay focused. When I did that, my boss is still not happy. Yes. Why? What could be the reason why boss is not happy? Anybody?
Our names are not in alphabetical order.
Do you think that after department name is most the relevant column? Do you think that audience are really interested to the names of the people?
Or
Maybe
maybe the date of
salary
joining. Otherwise,
or salary higher to lower.
Think about that. Think about that. See, as I told you, data when we prepare, it's not meant for us. It's for the audience. Now think about it, keeping yourself in the audience shoes. I have arranged the data based on department, where the next focus would be employee name. People is least concerned about that. Date of joining doesn't
Salary.
make any validation. So, what is
Department
the rest
spend.
left out is the salary. So where the financial terms comes or the numbers speaks your story, people are more interested to see that. So this is the place where it has gone wrong. And what is the thing it has gone wrong? What my boss is saying to us, I could see department wise data you have arranged. But what I was expecting, each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary should be there in the top, and whatever the lowest one should be there in the bottom. So this is called multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. So how to do a multi-layer sorting? Let's discuss that. Keeping our cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A, then whichever the way you're going for the shortcut or ribbon menu options or right click sort, custom sort, go for it. Then you could notice department-wise already sorting is done. You should not touch, you should not modify, you should not change that. In the top left corner, we have an option called Add Label. So when you go for this Add Label option, with immediate effect, one line item appears over there, and you should go and change the drop down to Salary. Now, salary is what type of data handling? Is handling the numbers. And I told you, when you have the numbers in place, it orders changes smallest to largest, largest to smallest. And what we are expecting as per the discussion, largest to smallest. The moment you click OK with immediate effect, you could see each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary is appearing in the top, whatever the lowest salary is it appearing in the bottom. So this is called your multi-layer sorting people. Right? Now, though we have done now, my boss is happy, no doubt about it. But when I'm presenting the same to the audience, they are not happy with that. Why? Think about it. Boss is happy, but my audience is not happy. Yes, any reason? Anybody? Whatever it comes to your mind, though it is wrong, we are here to discuss.
Maybe the salary is not graded properly, 47 comma or something.
Okay, some format should be, and the salary we have not defined the currency also.
Currency also, right? Correct. In what units is it getting? Right.
Yes, yes. Anything else from anybody? I'm
Possibly,
not asking. Yeah,
they expect the entire department-wise spend
the entire
rather than,
department wise total salary. You mean
yeah,
to?
total spend
Yeah,
salary. Yeah.
that's a good one. We can take it since it is missing. My audience is not happy. Yeah. Anything else? I'm not asking something new. What you have learned in day one, if you think about it, you got the answer with you.
And since you're talking totals, what is the percentage that individual person has got from the total in case we are bringing in total? Just
Okay. But individual
it won't.
person, if
Yeah.
you that would it be that much effective?
No, no, no. It
Because
won't.
I believe department wise, if you ask the contribution, that will be more effective rather going for individual persons.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. That's also we can consider rather going for individual people. Department wise, how much is contributing towards my expenses or how much expenses it is occupying over there. We can calculate that. Since we have not done it, my audience is not happy. Okay. Anything else? See, anyway, no problem. So thanks for your inputs. Let's see what it is missing in our data. See, sorting is anybody's task. Anybody can do the sorting. Now, audience is also well aware of this fact. Now, when you are presenting the data as it is in this format, nobody is going to be happy because you have given too much of data. First of all, people don't have that much of time to go through your 10,000 records. Do you agree with me?
Right.
So rather, we could have given a consolidated data department-wise total. Yes, that would have been more effective. Else, we could have presented our data. The salary units are missing in terms of rupees, US dollar, INR, anything, GBP. You could have given it. We have over here employee-wise, if you want to emphasize also, since date of joining is there, don't you think that we could have given the experience of those employees as well in terms of years? Do you agree with me? So how to compute the experience? I told you, you can go to date diff over here, date of joining, comma, today formula, then what we are expecting? Years in terms of years. So go for Y within two double inverted quotes. Nothing new. This is what we have learned yesterday. And the moment you go for this is going to give you the result. So this could be one of the value additions to the work. Don't you think so? So here, all these things were missing. That's why my people are not happy watching that. That we come to know now. Okay. So the bottom line is whenever you are presenting your data, try to give maximum information in your reports or in your presentations so that your report will be standing out of the crowd and whoever the audience is there, they will be happy watching the same. This is what the takeaway or bottom line or the understanding from this entire exercise. So now we are going to do the same job, but in a different way. Whatever people are expecting, they are going to get the same, but our presentation will be definitely different from others. But how come? How to do that? Let's go on and get to understanding. So go towards your right side, the similar data set we have. Keep working on that now. Just go to that, keep your cursor anywhere in the data set. Okay. And go for Control A. Keeping your cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A. Now go for data sorting. No more by department, go for by salary. So when you go for salary, you could see the order automatically it shows, and we should go for largest to smallest. So when you go for largest to smallest and click OK, with immediate effect, you could see your salary column is changing. And the very first salary it is coming out 49,942. First thing, kindly confirm. All of you received the same salary. Now, once we have done with this over there, then again select your data. Convert your data into table. I told you a keyboard shortcut yesterday how to convert your data into table. Anybody quickly?
Control plus T.
Yeah, go for it. So this is also one missing. We could have made our presentations with a tabular format, giving a eye-catchy look over there. So we have converted our data into table by hitting Control T and hit Enter. Now the data looks completely neat and clean over here. It's a beautiful format over here. Now keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, you could notice a table design one exclusive tab is activated in your ribbon tab. And in this table design, the moment you look at, there is an immediate options to the bottom you can see naming called filter button. The checkbox is on. You can deactivate that. So from your data set, filter buttons will be removed. Okay. Now, Keep your cursor about to the date of joining cell and name it as total. Total. Now keep your cursor next to the total cell and there you type a formula equal to, there's a formula in our Excel naming called subtotal. Very beautiful formula, but bit peculiar also. And the reason why it is so peculiar because the formula has got many more functions inside that formula. Then we need to go for a formula naming called sum. So if you look at that sum formula, you can see a number is assigned to that called 9. So you can type 9 in that formula box, or you can double click on some function and the same number will be embedded in the formula box. Come on. So we have declared that in this particular subtotal formula, we are using the sum function, but where to apply? Select your first salary, then go for selecting the rest. Control Shift and down arrow key. And I told you how to come back to the beginning. Control backspace. So see the real-time message. We don't need to go for using the scroll options or no need to go for trackball mouse usage or touchpad going up and wasting our time. Now, the moment you hit enter, you will be getting a total of 29,11,878. Kindly confirm all of you have got the same. Now, once we have done with this, let us go and convert this into a unit or currency, say INR or USD, whatever you have the default currency, how to do that. See, any point of time to convert any format to currency. On your numerical keypad, the number 4, can you see it is showing some currency symbol? So whatever your default currency, if it is dollar, you'll be getting USD. If it is INR, you'll be getting the new rupee symbol. So what you need to do, Control, Shift, and 4, press together to convert any format to your currency format. Control, Shift, 4. Okay. So in my system, I have got default currency INR, so I'm getting Indian rupee. If you have USD, you'll be getting the dollar symbol. Fine. Now, post decimal unwanted 00 null value characters are there. To remove the same, you can do one thing, go for Alt H9 to decrease decimal. Alt H9. Whatever you do manually going over here and doing this decrease decimal, the same thing you can do with a quick keyboard shortcut over there, Alt H9. Yes, Avinash, what's your question?
How to change currency symbol?
No, what is that you have right now?
Dollar.
Dollar. So you want to change it permanently or only for this cell?
For this cell only.
Okay, you can go for simply right click You have got format cells over there. And here you can see we have a currency symbol is there, one option. And in this symbol drop down, you can choose whichever the currency symbol you want, you can get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I guess Aishman, the same thing you had the question also, it is clear now? Okay, great. Fine. Any questions from anybody? Okay. Now kindly take a look. Keep your cursor above to the total cell, above to the total cell. And there, what you can do is you can simply go for Insert menu. And there we have a tab called Illustrations. Or you may be having a direct option called Shape. Depends upon the version of Microsoft Excel. You may have the direct option called Shape in Insert, or if you're in 365, it would be there in the category name called Illustrations. Now, when you go to the shape, you have a rectangle. Keep that rectangle just selection and drag it and draw it the way I'm doing. Just do that.
Prabhati, can you show it again?
Going to insert, going to shapes, take a rectangle and draw it. Right. Now, once this is done over there, you could notice we have got our rectangle boxes on. And along with that, you will be having a format tab in the extreme right is activated. In this shape format depending upon the version again. So just to give you a bit of lucrative feel over here, you can see there are many more shape styles, ready-made shapes options are available. I'm highlighting for you. And then you should go for this more option. You'll be getting some colorful options like this. So whichever the colors you like the most out of this, you can pick that. So I like this color, I'll be taking it. Okay. Now, once I select that shape, I'll go to my formula bar. This is called formula bar. I'll go to my formula bar after selecting the shape and I'll type equal to and take this total cell that is 29 lakhs, whatever I have typed, I will select it and I'll hit enter. So automatically that value will be embedded inside that shape or text box, whatever you have designed. Make it bold and increase the font size. And how to increase the font size? You can always opt Control, Shift, and this less than and greater than symbols are there. So Control, Shift, and greater than symbol, the moment you go for it, it will help you to increase the font size. Okay, so I'll go over here. Now, since I'm using the high definition background color, the font color should be high contrast to the background. So I go for text fill in the format category and I'll change the color to white color. And to make it center, I can go for Control E for making it center. So this is what the text box work we did. So kindly confirm once it is done. All right. Now this text box or shape, you can just bring it down and cover those things. The total, whatever we have created, you should cover them. Okay. Now, once you cover them, our job is done. Now do one thing. Keep your cursor anywhere in the table. Keep your cursor anywhere in the table. And then you can notice table design one option is activated in the ribbon tab in your extreme right. And there you can notice we have an option called insert slicer. I'm highlighting, you can see it is there in your table design or design tab options and going for insert slicer. And when you go to that insert slicer, it will take you to a dialog box where you could notice our department checkbox is not activated. You can activate that in the checkbox and click OK. So when you click OK, one box will appear from here, and this box you can retain towards your right side of your data set, something like this. And now see the beauty. Any point of time, anybody from the audience side, if they demand, Prabhas, please show me HR data. I can click HR and all the HR records will be displayed on the screen. And what is the total salary of HR? It is there appearing in the top. What is the highest salary in the first row item? What is the lowest salary in the last row item? If anybody is asking for administration, so I can go and click administration. This is what. So things have become so dynamic now, and people will love to see. Same thing we are presenting, but our presentation techniques are completely different. And definitely, whoever is watching your data, they will love to see such kind of reports. And if you want to showcase multiple department data at once, say HR and admin together, holding the control button, select HR. Now, HR admin both is displayed on the screen. Once your presentation is over, you want to restore your data. Yes, you can go to the top right corner. There is a cone kind of structure, clear filter is there, and you can remove it. See, check all these options are working. Hope you like this information. See, this is there since 2013, but
Yes.
hardly I have ever seen people using it. So I have combined three concepts over here for dashboard designing, how to use such kind of shapes, to present it something dynamically, how to use the slicers in our normal state of data by simply converting the data into table, and to make it dynamic and give the total, how to use the subtotal function. Those things we have seen. Any difficulties or doubts, queries, feel free to ask. Just ensure you are doing all these things one time at least in the
Prabhas,
training. Yes.
yeah, Prabhas, only this last part about design, you can just show it once again.
Design of which one?
the design part.
No, no. Design means that there are two
Like
things with
just
it. The department.
the previous step of this. Yeah, department.
No, no. You want the slicer? How did I bring it, or the shape? How I have customized?
Not the shape. It's the slicer.
Okay. Keeping your cursor in the table, go to table design. That in the extreme right, we have a tab called table design. In that, insert slicer.
Okay.
When you go to insert slicer, dialog box appears and you should go for department checkbox to activate.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Any other questions from anybody?
Yes, Pravasi, I also try to add more slicers to it. So basically, I can create a dashboard where I can have my storytelling, where I will not show any table, but just with the click of this and with the changes of the value, I would be able to tell my story.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Brilliant.
Prabhaji, I think so. This is
Yeah.
good. I think so. This is relevant for almost all kind of data, right? In terms of inventory,
Yes.
parts management,
Yes.
direct materials.
Inventory parts management. If you are working from HR front, your employee database is there, or your trainings, you are maintaining the records, or your leave or absenteeism system mechanism, you are maintaining anything like any database, you can apply this particular thought process. And people
That's
will
good.
love to
Thank you.
see, you know why, how, I mean, have they ever not seen that? They have seen. See, people know Slicer is a tool, but it is available in pivot table. But where we have made a difference, we have applied Slicer to a normal table. But how? By converting the data into table. So this is one more advantage of converting your data into table. Okay. I told you yesterday, if you remember, there are a lot many advantages when you convert your data into table, and going forward, whenever you go for any ETL tools like Power Query, Power Pivot, or Power BI, Power Automate, your data must be converted into table because it takes the data only in the table format.
Right.
Right. All right. So I believe now we all are clear whatever we discussed over there, and it looks good. So try to apply in your live data and showcase the same. You can definitely bag appreciation at your workplace. Okay. So save all your files. We'll go for a short break. Okay. With this, and you can have a cup of tea or coffee. Come back soon. So in my system, it is 4 o'clock. Dot 4:10. We'll resume our session. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4:10. Yeah, so I believe Edward is back. Sumit has confirmed. How about others?
Prabhas, I've got one doubt. In case I
Yeah.
want to make my slicer as multi-select, I mean not multi-select in terms of department-wise values. I want to select any other filters also. How can I do that?
Again, you have to go to insert slicer, that options, go into table design, insert slicer. If you want one for employee name wise, suppose you can
Mhm.
go for employee name wise. You can select and click OK. There, suppose one particular employee salary, how much you want, just click, that person's salary will turn up.
Okay, and I can then use department also simultaneously, right?
Yes,
Department as yeah. Okay,
yes, yes.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Sumit, Avinash, Jagdish are in. How about others? Could you please quickly respond in the chat box? Fine. Now, go to our next sheet, people, over here. Now we are going to discuss about data visualization. See, since day one, we have seen or we have been watching that how to use our formulas, functions, how to make our data informative, and how to clean our data, how to present our data effectively. So now the time has come to take our data presentation to the next level in terms of visualization. So that will be working like an add-on because nowadays the audience is having a different level of expectation. So mere presenting the numbers alone in billions, millions, lakhs, crores, it is not enough. So people expect some visuals also to be there in our place. Well, if that is the case, then immediately the first thing it comes to our mind called charts and graphs. So I would like to make one thing clear. We are not going to use charts and graphs over here right now at this state to make our visuals. So what are the other visual tools we have in our Excel and how to make use of the same so that our data presentation will go to the next level? We are going to explore it. So let's focus on the data first. We have got multiple products. Suppose we are selling and this much of revenue for the whole year we have made. We got a report ready. Now, what we have prepared, anybody can do that. It's not a big task over here. But to present our data something in a different way or adding some kind of value addition to the data in terms of visuals, what we can do, keep your cursor next to USD and there you type as visual and expand your column a bit like this. Now, once we have done with this over here, select your entire visual column range the way I have selected and go for immediately equal to and take the value from left. Take the value from left and hit Control Enter. So the same value will be populated in our visual column. Now, what is the purpose behind this? So tomorrow when there is a change in the data, I no need to go and again do the copy paste work for the visual column. Since it is formula driven, whatever the changes I do in USD, it will get updated automatically in our visual column. This is what the understanding we have. Now, selecting the entire visual column, whatever the data we have, going to our home tab, we have an option called conditional formatting. In this conditional formatting, if you look at, There are many more rules we have, and within that, there is an option called data bars. And when you navigate to the data bar style, it opens with two broad category naming called over here gradient fill and solid fill. Whichever you like it, either gradient or solid, it's completely your call. You can use that. So I like this gradient fill light blue data bar. I use it. So when you use that from conditional formatting, what kind of feeling you are getting? As an audience, if you keep yourself in the audience shoes, what kind of feeling you are getting by looking at your visual column? Is it giving a feel of more or less like a bar graph, right?
Yes.
But technically, it's not a bar diagram or bar graph or bar chart. So how it is different from a bar diagram? Just see. The moment you have the data and you prepare a bar chart, the data will be in one location and bar chart will be in another location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. Advantage number one. If you create a bar chart out of this data, it will occupy a lot of space of your file. But here, this is going to hardly occupy some space in KBs, like a font size, how much it is, the same it is taking over here, and giving a better feel to my audience as well. Yes. Now take a look. When we have applied this, whatever we did, anybody can do. It's a simple operation where it is available in our home tab option, conditional formatting, and within that, data bars. So simple option anybody can use. So now the time has come how to make our presentation different from others. So what you can do, select your visual column complete range, what we have defined, and there, go for home, conditional formatting. Any point of time to see any conditional formatting's backstage view or rules, you should go for over here, manage rules. And when you go for manage rules options, it will take you to a dialog box like this and go for edit rule. So when you go for edit rule options, it will take you to your navigation button of our backstage view rules, where you could see the changes with regard to the colors, the bars, the style, the contours, all these things you can change from this place. But there is a beautiful option over here called show bar only. The checkbox is not yet activated. So you have to activate the same and click OK. And once you click OK, again click OK, and you'll be finding a beautiful visuals are ready. Okay. So those who are interested seeing the numbers, they will focus on the USD column. Those who do not have the time, but they want to understand the story, they could go for the visual column. So this is how we can go for this data bars styles, and it will be very, very helpful for us. Now, where we have designed all these things in Excel, as I told you in day one, where people are demanding in PowerPoint. Now see, no need to do anything, just watch my screen. Since my boss is asking the same to present it on PowerPoint, I don't need to struggle much. I can simply copy. I'll go for my PowerPoint over there, and simply I'll just go for right click upon that, and I go for paste as a picture. So diagonally, I can increase the size over there, whatever I have, and then I'll make it over here as center. Looks cool. So the moment you are presenting this, trust me, this is nothing but more or less like a infographic presentation. So people will love to see, and this is how nowadays it is hotcake in the market. Wherever you go, whichever the industries you are working with, people expect your presentations to be something like this. Mostly you see the Big Four's presentations, McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company, the Boston Consulting Group, you'll find such visuals are there. Hope it is working, helpful, able to connect with your data. You can apply it. What's it? Any difficulties, anybody? Or any questions from anybody? Fine. Now take a look. Though we have made such kind of beautiful presentations, but people will still not be happy. Reason, as I told you in day one itself, that nowadays the audience is having a different level of expectations when you present your data. What they expect, that do not present your data as it is, present in such a way it should tell a beautiful story to the people. So in those cases, to present our data in a beautiful storytelling format, what you can do is you can simply select product and UST and right click upon that. Then we should go for sort and custom sort. And then when you go for that edit rule over here, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Selecting product and UST, right click on that, go for sort, custom sort, and sort by, go for UST column. When you go for UST column, order, since it is containing numbers, you can go for largest to smallest. And then go and click OK. With immediate effect, you can see a beautiful story turns up. Now, the same if you take it to your PowerPoint and you try to present it, just see, watch my screen. I'm trying to present the same in my PowerPoint. And the moment I go to my PowerPoint and present it, tell me, as an audience, if you're looking at which one is giving the better view, option one or option two? Obviously, option two, isn't it? So this is how people small things makes a huge impact. So if you do the things better in Excel, you need to hardly struggle in PowerPoint. So this is how we have understood how to present our data, adding some kind of ready-made visuals, not making my file size heavy, of course, taking the presentations to the next level and giving a different meaning to our data and presenting our data in a beautiful story format. If you have any questions in our situation one, you can ask me.
This highest to lowest, how it was done previously?
You can simply select
Second
product
step.
and UST, right click, sort, custom sort, and then sort by your UST, order largest to smallest. Hope it is working.
Yeah. And the visual numbers, how it was removed, like on the
Selecting this
visual, the
range
number.
completely, going to home, conditional formatting, manage rules, edit rule, and this show bar only. This option has to be enabled.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other query from this? Situation one, anybody? For not getting the same feel on your screen, you need my presence on your screen, feel free to ask. Trust me, nobody will demand for all these things, but when you present it, they will appreciate. Yeah, that's a good one. If you have applied, I am glad that you have opted the keyboard shortcuts. All right, now take a look. Just watch my screen. Focus on these bars. How is the pattern of these bars? If you look at, it shows it always starts from the left and going towards your right. So moving from left to right, the pattern, the directions, right? How it is? Because all the places the value is positive. What if you have a negative at any point of time? Of course, it will change the pattern from left to right to left, it will change. And if you have some negatives, what kind of colors you are expecting in the bars to be applied? Ideally, we prefer to see the red color. So for all these things, people just say, if you have any point of time something called negative, say category 3, I have got some credit balance. I have put it to 2836 just in minus figure. Can you see? Ultimately, same formatting what we are discussing getting applied. All are the inbuilt options. We don't need to go and do a separate activity for the same. So that is what the beauty of your data bar style from the conditional formatting, and it will be enhancing your data feel by adding some kind of visuals. Hope all of you are getting your negative values in the proper format. Just change one from the USD and see immediate changes are happening in the visual column. Fine. Now, once we have done with this, let us go for our situation 2. So what are the other visual tools we have how to present our data effectively? Let's go and discuss about it. If you look at our same data, we have product in USD. Do one thing, go to the next to the USD column and type there over here as visual and expand over here. Then selecting your USD column data, only data, not the header. Go to our insert. You'll be finding there are three different types of spark lines. One category is there. Three different types of spark lines are visible. Line, column, win or loss in the category called spark line. It is all three are there.
Yes.
Right. Now go for the option called column. So when you choose this column category, it will ask you to a dialog box where it is asking where is the data. Data is already in selection. Now it is asking where is the location you want to present it in the format of a spark line. What we can do, keeping the cursor over there in the location box, and here the visual column first cell you can select. Now click OK. You'll be getting some kind of visual impressions coming up in that particular cell. But that is not so clear. What you can do, along with that, rest of the cells kindly select. And then go to our home tab. We have an option called merge and center. Merge and center. Okay. So once you do that, more or less, it will be giving a feel of like a column chart. But I told you, when you're presenting your data, make sure your data speaks a beautiful story. So you can select product and USD and go for data sorting and sort by USD column and choose the order largest to smallest. So is it turning up with a beautiful story? Yes. So where this option is available, insert, sparklines, and over here, what is that sparkline name? Column sparkline. Okay. Kindly confirm all of you able to do that same structure you are getting on your screen also.
Purpose, I'm not seeing the option for Sparkline at my end.
You can share your screen. Let's see.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen. You'll select your USD column data. Yeah, complete data set. Yes, go to insert, and in the center, in the insert, you have to navigate to your center. Come towards your right. Line, column, win or loss, three options are there. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Second one. Right. Now select that first cell of the visual. No. Only first cell of the visual column. Yes. Now click OK. Now select the rest. Don't drag. If you drag, meaning will be different. Select. Just shift and down arrow key. No. Not control shift. Shift and down arrow key. Yeah. Go to Home tab and merge and center. And then select your product and USD. And sorting, go for right click, sorting, custom sort, and sort by USD, order largest to smallest.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, so I'm taking the control back on the screen. So I believe that people, you got a hang on this, like these two things, how it is enlarging or enhancing my data value by having this kind of visuals. Now here, take a look. If you look at our visuals, it is always from the axis going towards up. If you see the pattern or direction, because all the places value is positive. What if you have something negative over here? Well, it should change the pattern. It will go always below to the axis and it will show it, right? So let's take a look. If I go for category 3 and change the values to something different negative value, it is changing the pattern, no doubt, going below to the axis, but the colors are not getting changed. So how to do such changes? See, you can select the particular visual, what you have. You can notice there is a sparkline tab is getting activated immediately on your extreme right of your ribbon. Now, in this sparkline, can you see we have an option called negative points. This checkbox is not activated. You can activate that. And immediately you will be finding the value which turns out to be negative is highlighted with red color, right? So this is how small features, but very effective people. So if you start using the same and presenting it, nothing wrong, no harm in that. And people will definitely ask you, how did you do this? That's what we want. People should ask us, right? So this is how we have taken one more visual from our Sparkline category and making our data more effective. Just confirm all of you are clear with situation two, what we did, any doubt, any queries? Yeah, any questions?
Yeah,
Prabhaji, my USD option is not coming. I'll just show the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the screen.
Yeah, I can see the stream. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing from largest to smallest. Now I select this. I go for data that is sorting here.
No,
Yeah,
including the
here.
header. Go for including the header. Don't leave
Okay,
the
okay.
headers.
Okay, USD budget. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Any
Okay,
other
fine.
questions?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So now let me take the control back on the screen. And I believe that situation 2 is clear for all. Now we'll go for situation 3. So here we have some historical data of 2019 and 2020. Suppose say 2 years data. Now the question is how to present it effectively so that whoever is watching my data, they will be very happy. So what we can do, first of all, when you go for this 2 years data, something like this over here, okay, just go for another column, naming called growth, and one more column, naming visual. Okay. Now, going to the growth column, select your entire range and go for a formula. So what would be the formula for growth column? Simple, equal to 2020 minus 2019. Basic mathematics, nothing much. Control Enter. So we got our growth column ready. Similarly, going to the visual, type equal to, taking the value from left, that is growth column, and hit Control Enter. So confirm once your data is ready. Now, keeping your cursor in the entire visual column selection, just do that. Now, how to present it in a visual format? What are the other visual tools we have? And let's see how to make use of it. We can go to Home tab and same conditional formatting people, we have a beautiful option called icon sets. When you go for icon sets, it's open with four broad categories like directional, shapes, indicators, and ratings. There is no hard and fast rule. Depending on your data, whichever you feel that it is going to be suitable for you, you can take it, take your call. Now, suppose that these directional options, I like it more, so I have taken this. Now, these arrow keys are being applied. Looks good? Yes. Now, let us analyze this situation. Green color up arrow key. If you look at, what does it mean? As an audience, if you're looking at the data, what kind of message you are getting out of green color up arrow key? Anybody?
It's an upward trend. It's an increasing value. The growth has, there was a growth basically.
Right. As if it is compared to the last year, this year the volume is increasing. Right?
Yeah, there was growth. Yeah.
Yeah. How about the red color down arrow key? What kind of feeling you're getting from this?
The
There is
growth
no
is negative.
growth, yeah,
Yeah.
negative growth.
So,
So,
so what does it mean? Like in simple layman terms, if you want to make someone understand, what is that meaning comes out of it? Like
Loss.
compared to last year, this year volume is decreasing, correct?
loss, yeah. No, yeah.
Compared to last year, this year volume is decreasing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. How about these yellow color arrow keys? What is the message you are getting?
Oh, it's strange. Not so significant growth because there is a growth if you see, but the arrow is not going up. Um, for 671, there is a growth, but it's
Mhm.
still not showing green. So
Some
it means there
maybe
is
marginal growth or something like
a
that.
yeah.
So are we confident what we are saying? Like for growth positive, like green color, how did you say immediately? For red color down arrow key, you said immediately. But for when it comes to yellow color, we are a bit fumbling around. We are not clear what we are saying, or we are not confident what we are saying. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So this is how, when you go and present as it is going to lead a lot of questions in the public's mind or audience mind. So the bottom line is never ever express your direct options of your icon sets in your data. And now to understand this in a simple way, anybody can question. If you say something, they will not be convinced. They will ask a simple question. I could see yellow color in negative, yellow color in positive. How it can be? How it can be both? This is the kind of a simple layman question that people are going to ask, and we are speechless. So better, what is that we have understood? That you cannot use this as it is. Better, you have to customize it. So to make it very simple and straight rule, compared to last year, if this year volume is increasing, go for up arrow key. If it is decreasing, go for down arrow key. By chance, any point of time, there is no growth or degrowth, the value remains the same. It should be presented in yellow color arrow key. Make sense?
Yes.
So how to customize that? See, first 1 minute, watch my screen. Observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try. I will select everything, and I told you when you happen to see the backstage view of conditional formatting, we should go for manage rules. So going to manage rules, edit rule, I'll go for it. And here, this is the place I need to customize. Okay. Now, when I go for this over here, now, first thing, data type, it shows percent, but our data is there in number. So I should change this data type to number. Second one, again percent, I should change it to number. So this is the first change. Now, read the first rule. What it says, green color icon will be applied when value is greater than equal to 0. I don't want greater than equal to 0. It should be only greater than. So I'll change that. Now, Excel is smart enough to understand rest of the rules automatically. It will set it across. Here, one more beautiful thing, as I told you, show icon only. This checkbox needs to be enabled, and we did it. And then we go and click OK, and again we go and click OK. Now, can you see? Only two rules. Wherever it is more than the last year, green color up arrow key. Wherever it is less than the last year, it is red color down arrow key. So there is no more yellow color error. Reason, the value is not same at any place. But if you want to cross check, suppose that this value, I'm just checking it over here by taking the same value. So no growth and degrowth. Can you see it is showing in yellow color, right? So this is how people, how to customize this icon set rule. We got the understanding. So give it a try and check it's working.
So Vajra, maybe you can just show once again.
Sure. selecting the entire rule, going to Home tab, conditional formatting, manage rules. Then going for edit rule, and there we can customize the rule. So first, we need to go for data type to change from person to number. Second, again going from data type person to number. And then you should go for this first icon greater than. When value is greater than equal to, by default it will be showing, you should go for only greater than. And then
Okay.
you should change this to show icon only. This checkbox needs to be activated. And click OK.
Okay.
So check all of your clear, getting the same field. Any difficulties, anybody, or any question running in your mind, feel free to ask. So as I told you, this is what nowadays more popular, and we call it as a infographic presentations. So I named some organizations names, presentations, people. You would see. I'll also tell you, or giving a live example. You will also clear with that over here. Uh, so if you see, say any Big Four's report. Okay. So if you go for the image sections over there, can you see? So it will be always filled with this kind of visuals, whatever people are presenting, okay, and making their presentations over here. So this is one report. You could see this report otherwise. So their reports are always filled with more into the visual side. Okay. Nowadays, this is more popular whenever time permits, go and explore and try to present it effectively. This is one report you could see. And this is one report. The more trendy report nowadays is called showing the timeline. So whenever time permits, go and explore this Big Four's report especially, you'll be finding many more ideas to present your data in a different way. Okay.
Ravaji, this there was one more report that went up. This bar and line chart is there now. That is merged.
Bar and line.
Yeah. X-axis and Y-axis. The bar and line chart is merged.
No,
Right?
we are going to learn in the day 4. We are going to learn that.
Okay.
All right. So this is how we have understood how to make use of this kind of data visuals, like taking our data bars, spark lines, and icon sets. There is one more way you can present your data. If you are interested more into the visualization side, I can explain that also. So are you interested to see more options?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me take you through something. Nowadays, which is more popular and trendy, I'll show you. So if you're from the HR side, you'll be getting this kind of visuals. Nowadays, more trendy. People love to see such kind of visuals. I'll tell you. Yeah. So this is called people graph. Okay. So the question is how to prepare such kind of people graph. Looks good, no doubt, but how to prepare this and present it effectively or giving a meaningful slide over there. Okay. So again, when you ask someone, they say, no, it is not possible. We have to download or we have to Google something or we have to go for some ready-made PowerPoint presentations where we can download that. Not necessarily. Everything is there in our Excel itself or in PowerPoint also you can use that. But yes, how to get it? So let me take you through some data first. First, watch my screen. Suppose I have got department and I have got something called headcounts. Okay. So department first I'll go for HR, then admin, then accounts, and then finance, and here suppose IT. Headcounts, suppose say I go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 3, 4, some random data I have taken. Okay. Now based on this, what I can do, just watch my screen. If you are there in 2016, 2019, and 2013, any version, in insert, you will be having an exclusive graph called people graph. A green color symbol would be there called people graph over here somewhere. A green color symbol. Okay. If you are in 365, you will be having a separate tab in the home itself called add-ins. So it depends upon the version. So in add-ins, when I click, just watch my screen, I'll go for a people graph, suppose. So there's an option called this kind of green color symbol, people graph. And this comes ready-made in your insert tab from 2013, 16, 19. But 365, you have to just download that separately from the add-in category. Now, when I use this over here, it will be connecting to the Microsoft Office server and it will be giving its data. But I'm not happy using this data. I want to use something of mine. So how to use it? Just say, when I go for this data presentation in this particular graph, there's a settings button over here and there's a tabular data purpose. One icon is there. I'll go for table icon first. It asks me, what is the title you want to set it across? So I want to go for naming called headcounts. Then it is asking select your data. I'll go for selecting the data. So data select, create, and once I can go for that head count. Yeah, I'll select this entire data over here. Okay. Now I'll go for create. Now when I go for create, automatically it will be connecting to my data. Now here, since it is a head count and this people kind of icon or human capital icon is more ideal. Now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, what if I have the financial records? So what you can do, ideally, people prefer to see this kind of dollar back kind of icons or dollar symbol kind of icons. Let's see, people graph with dollar backs. People graph with dollar backs. Yeah. So this kind of dollar back icon, you can present it when you have some financial records. So the same people graph will be coming up, but how to present it? Just see. You can go for the settings again. And here we have an option called shape. And when I go for shape, can you see one dollar bag symbol is there? I can select it. Now within the same pattern, I have got dollar bag. So if I have got financial data, I can use it when I'm speaking the numbers in terms of currencies. If you have really some headcount or people related data, you can go for this headcount icons over here. So this is how you can take the ready-made options from our add-ins category and you can present your data differently. Give it a try and check it's working. Or anybody is not getting need my support, do let me know.
Or I'll just show my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah, go to insert first. No need to select. No need to select.
Okay. Insert.
Just, yeah, keep the cursor outside of the data area. Outside of the data area, towards your right. Towards your right. Now hold on. Hold on. Go to that scroll bar. Take the scroll bar from the bottom scroll bar towards your right.
Scroll bar towards
Scroll
my
bar.
right.
In the right side, bottom right, you have a scroll bar. To scroll towards your right, you are going up and down. That is up and down. In the bottom. In the bottom. Come down. Come down. Extreme bottom where the shield tabs are there. The line is showing. Yes, towards your left little bit. Towards your left little bit. That's your horizontal scroll bar. Go towards your right. Go towards your right.
This
No,
one
no.
here.
Go towards your right. Further right, so that you can see the data and the graph together. Yes. Now keep your, perfect. Now go to insert. Yeah, that the green color symbol is there, people graph, green color symbol.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
click that. Yeah, turn this add in. Right, now you can resize this, just shift the location so that you can connect with your data. Take it up, take it up. Select it, just click, select, and hold it and drag it up. Yes.
Yeah.
Now enlarge it a bit because you can't accommodate all this data within that. So you have to enlarge a bit. Not from the left side, go for right side because it will be covering your data again. Now the zoom option, little bit reduce it so that you can see all the data. Zoom in the bottom right corner, zoom, reduce it. Yes. Right. Now select that in the top right corner, you'll be finding two icons. Yeah, click that. You'll be finding, no. That add-ins number of, first icon, click that. That number.
Data.
Yes. Yes. Name the title, whatever the name you want to change the title.
Okay.
Then go for select your data and go and select your data. Go and select your data. No need to do anything. Just select your data and then create. Click the create button and it will be
Okay.
populated. Little bit enlarge it from the right side. All the data will be displayed on the screen.
Okay. Got it.
Fine. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. So I believe now we all are clear how to make use of this ready-made add-ins also to make your data presentation differently bit. So any difficulties, any questions from anybody? Right. So this is one more style you can present your data. Okay. So these are called our different visualization styles. And as I told you, nobody will demand for all these things, but if you present it, you can always make your presentation different from others or stand out of the crowd. Now, would you like to see one more or we'll stop it over here? About the visualization part.
Yeah, we can see one more.
Okay. All right. So I'll take you through one more. Just watch my screen first. Okay. I'm taking one set of data. Now, what I can present is over here, naming it called visual. Okay. Now here, what I'll do, I'll go for a command. naming called repeat, REPT. What is the purpose of this function? If you want to repeat a certain character for number of times, you can use the formula called repeat. So here, the moment I go for repeat formula, I have gone for it. Now I'm taking a text. He's asking for text. So I'll go for suppose one @ symbol. Okay. I just want this @ symbol to be repeated. How many times? So I'm going to connect with my USD data. But if I go for this data 4155 times @ symbol is going to come. So what I'm going to do over here is I just want to divide with 100. Okay, I just want to do that. Fine. Now, when I go for it and I press just Control Enter. So since there is a negative value, that's why it's populating like this. So I'll go for making it to positive. I got it. Now, if I go for it, it is taking a very lengthy operations over here. If I go for it, right? So what I'll do over here, I'll divide by 1000. Let's see what it comes. So now when I go for this will be very, very now thin and it will be more presentable. So this is up to you how much the value you want to just present it over here 500, 300, 800, anything. You can go and divide it and present it. Okay. Or suppose over here we'll go for 400 something. You can divide like this. So this is the basic formula called repeat. And any certain characters you want to repeat for sometimes, you can go for this formula. Fine. Now you can change the colors, font colors and everything, whatever you want, you can do it and present it. Okay. Now here the question is, if you look at over here, if I'm not happy with this @ symbol, I want to use something different. Okay. Like say the $back symbol. So how to use the $back symbol over here, Prabhas? Okay. What you can do is whenever you are happen to create a symbol or taking a symbol ready-made, a dollar symbol, a hourglass symbol, or a bike symbol, anything you want to take those symbols, you have to go to insert, and then we have a separate symbol category over here. And then there are many more symbols you come, but symbols how it comes only from two font styles. One is called Wingdings. The font names, these are called font names. Wingdings, or we call it as Webdings. So these are the two fonts categories exclusively designed to get your symbols. Now, which symbol we are expecting? The $back kind of symbol. So let's see, we go on to just type the font Webdings. So do I have some symbols related to that? Let's see. So I'll go for over here, dollar symbol or $back kind of symbol or currency symbol, something. So here globe is there. Okay, it's not there. Fine, we'll change that to Wingdings. Definitely somewhere it will be there. So we'll go for Wingdings. Yeah. So when I go for Wingdings, let us just see, is there any $back kind of symbol over here? Okay, so here also not there. Any other symbol category where I can find this? We can check it out. Suppose say take an example over here. Okay. Right. So you can go and explore whichever the symbol you want to use it. It will be listed in different categories, but ideally we go for Wingdings or Webdings. Now suppose say if I go for Wingdings, you can see Prabhas, I like this smiley options. You would have seen some dashboards having this kind of smiley options like happy face, sad face, or a neutral or mixed feeling. Suppose I want to use this, how to use that. So take an example over here. I go to insert and I insert this. Okay. Now my smiley symbol is inserted over here. But how to use this smiley symbol over here is you can do one thing. Just go for over here This @ symbol, whatever it is there, we have to replace with smiley. But how? Take a look. I'll go for this smiley symbol. I'll copy that. I'll come back over here and @ symbol, I'll remove it. I will paste it. Now it is coming up with this options, J kind of options over here, no problem, because our font, if you look at what it is showing, the font style, Calibri. But what is this font style over here? We have explored it, is the Webdings or Wingdings. So if I go for Webdings, and here it was coming up like this. So definitely I had taken Wingdings. So I'll go for it, Wingdings. And now did you see the smiley symbol? You can make it bold, all these things you can do. If you want to give a better feel towards your background color, you can change the color to something else over here, and that will be adding more value towards your presentations. So this is how something ready-made, if you see nowadays, people prefer to see something different. And when you're presenting it, you can go for selecting the data range over here, sort by USD, largest to smallest, and you can present it, right?
Prabhaji, such visuals in which business scenarios those are used usually, as per your
Mostly.
experience?
See, whenever you go for your sales or marketing data, like when you want to showcase growth, degrowth, you can make use of that as well. When the sales growth is there, or if you say talk about your human resource point of view, like you have got the attrition, you have got new joinees, exit employees, you have got budget versus actuals. When the actuals are more than the budget, you would be definitely happy faces you can show. So there are many more cases. There is you can show this kind of icons, and that is called infographic presentations. So this is what nowadays more trendy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so how to make use of this data visuals? We have got it. So technically, these two symbol options like our font styles, webdings and wingdings, it always works. So would you like to try one, or is that okay? By looking at the video, you can try it later. Is that fine?
Yeah, later.
Yes. So save all your Excel files, people. Now we are going to look at the most powerful function of our Microsoft Excel, naming called lookup or VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. So before proceeding further, I would like to know anybody who doesn't know what is VLOOKUP. Please write a message, do not know. Nothing to feel bad over here. The question is very simple. Just to understand, if you do not know, I will explain from the scratch. If you know, we can skip the topic. That is the only reason why I'm asking the question. Okay, so let me saying do not know. Very good. I appreciate your honest answer. Anybody who doesn't know what is VLOOKUP. Karthik, Swagatika. Okay, don't know. No problem. Thanks, Babita. Okay, cannot apply. I mean, you know, but you don't know how to apply this. Is that the same?
Yes, sir.
Swagatika, you mean to
Yes.
say? Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm
No
facing
problem.
difficulty.
Right, no problem. So let's start from the scratch. First of all, VLOOKUP is nothing but people call vertical lookup. Whenever you happen to search your data from two different Excel file or two different Excel sheets, or in the same Excel sheet itself, one place to other, instead of going for Control F repeated times, you can simply go for VLOOKUP formula. So what your Control F does, VLOOKUP also does the same, but Control F, only one value you can search at one time, but VLOOKUP you can apply for multiple times. This is the only difference. So theoretically, hope you got a basic understanding. Chilachmi, Kavita, and Swagatika able to get some
Yes.
input on this, right? But how to apply this? Let's go for a example. Okay, say say I want to buy a new laptop. Okay, I have seen a lot of brands around, my friends and colleagues they are using. So I have made a list in a Excel file. So these are the list of brands I know. I kept this file ready. I went to a vendor. I asked the vendor, give me a catalog, whatever the brands you are dealing with or the laptops, so that I can just do my own internal calculations, and whichever it is pocket friendly or user friendly, budget friendly to me, I'll go for it. So vendor said that I don't have a printed catalog, but I can give you it in writing in a piece of paper. I said, okay. Then vendor gave me a piece of paper where you could see brand and rates are available. So this is my vendor's data and this is my data. Okay. Now I have taken that paper, I have come back to my workstation, and now I have opened that Excel file. And my objective is whichever the brands I have listed over here, I need to populate the rates in the immediate right by looking at the vendor's catalog. Now, if I have to do the job, forget about Excel. If I have to do the job manually, what I'll do, I'll first take Acer, I'll check, is it there available over here in the inputs or the catalog? Yes. What is the price? 22,000. I will come back over here and I'll type 22,000. Do you agree with me? If you happen to do the job manually, you will do like this. Don't do anything. I'm just explaining very, very layman terms. I'm coming down and explaining to you. Focus on that. Don't be worried about creating that. I will help you out. Don't worry. Now, once we find the Acer, next is Apple. I'll take that. Again, I'll go and check in this array whether Apple is there. Yes. How much is the price? 45,000. So I'll go and do it one by one. And how many times I have to do the similar operation, depending upon the number of brands. So I don't mind doing it since we have got maximum 7 to 8 items over here. Now think about it. This 7 items, it is supposed say turned to be 7,000. This 70 items supposed to be suppose 70,000. So 7,000 items. If you have to search in 70,000 records or 7 lakh records, can you do this manual work for 7,000 times? When the volume is more, can you spend time for that by searching the records for 70,000 times? Not possible, right? So this is the place where we have to use our VLOOKUP. So rather searching the data manually one by one, if at all data is there over here, it should bring the answer over here. How to do that? Let's go for it. First, watch my screen, observe what I'm doing and understand the concept. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try. Don't worry. See, I'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP. So V stands for vertical. As I said, it asks me lookup value. As I told you in day one, to understand any formula, you need to first understand the syntax and the arguments. So syntax, it is clear. Arguments, first argument is lookup value. So what is lookup value? The moment we started working with this manually, what we have taken? First, we have taken our data ASA. So what we have with us to search is nothing but lookup value. What we have with us is nothing but lookup value. Okay. Now coming to table array, where to search? Going to our vendor's data. Now this becomes my table array. Where to search? It becomes my table array. Yes, comma. Then it is asking me column index number. COL stands for column index number. Now what is the meaning by column index number? We need to understand that. This is very, very crucial. Just focus. Take one step back. The moment you look at your lookup value, it is turning that font color to blue, and exactly the blue color border also it is applied to the cell. When it goes to table array, it is again changing the color to maroon, and same maroon color border is also being applied over here. Now, why VLOOKUP is doing all such kind of arrangements? It is nothing but to make you understand what when you have defined the table array, you have to focus only within that border area. So within this border area, how many columns we have, how you read your data. We read our data always from left to right, isn't it? So what is the leftmost column is there? Brand. So column number 1. Then rate, column number 2. If you have any other columns within that border area, we should read it as column 3, column 4, and so on. So since we have got 2 columns, we have read our data. Brand is in the first column, rate is in the second column. So it is asking your desired output where it is. It is there in this border area. What we are looking for? We are looking for rate. Rate is in which column? Yes, Swagatika, Kavita. Rate is in which column?
D column.
You should not go by the column headers. I told you. You should
Yeah,
read it within that border area. Within this border area, how many columns are there?
2 columns.
Two columns. How you read your data? Column one from the left, then column two, we should read
Hmm.
like this. So
Okay.
rate is in which
Yes,
column?
yes. Okay, second column.
That's what your column index number over here, and you should define as two. Then comma.
Okay.
It is asking range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match. A lot of things it is asking, quite confusing. Forget about it. Forget that
Okay.
VLOOKUP is asking something like this, but ensure that VLOOKUP always ends up with zero. Now, what is that meaning? What is that significance of applying zero over there? Zero is nothing but to make it happen as one-to-one match or exact match. Now, what is that exactly? We need to go for one-to-one match or exact match. Take a look. The moment we go for this over here, this data, what is that we have? Acer. What is the spelling? ACER. So in our master data or vendor's catalog, if ACER is there exactly, then only it will go and bring the data from column number two. So this is called your one-to-one match or exact match. So if R is missing over here, or if
Mhm.
A is missing over here, it will not have a one-to-one match. So that's the reason why we are ending our formula with zero. So these are the elements, these are the inputs, these are the formula arguments of our VLOOKUP formula. Now, the moment I hit enter, I could see my first value with VLOOKUP, we got it. Now the same we can apply for others. But some cases like Dell, Samsung, Toshiba, it doesn't pick up the value. Is it not there in my vendor's catalog? All are there. Then why only three cases? Just see. When you go to the formula and open it, can you see along with your formula movement, your table is also moving, the border is also moving. Can you see that? Similarly, when you go to
Yes.
Samsung, it goes further down. So this is what the problem we have seen in our day one also. What we need to do? We should go and lock it. How to lock it? By selecting
Yes.
and using F4. So F4 once to make entire column or entire row as locked. Formula is rectified only with one cell, need to apply for rest. Control enter. So this is how whenever you go for searching your records, you can make use of formula for VLOOKUP. So give it a try and check it's working. So any difficulties in understanding any of the inputs of that formula, feel free to ask because this is one of the essential formula in our routine activities to search our records, to compare our data, to list comparisons. You can make use of it.
Vaji, can I share one thing with you on
Yep,
this?
yep,
So,
yes, sure.
for the first time, when I was taught about the VLOOKUP by one of my
Mhm,
seniors, we
mhm.
did not have any we were fresh college passouts, and we did not have understanding about this column index and stuff. So, what
Right.
was the rule was, we would cut the column and we would
Mhm,
paste it as our first column. So it was always
mhm.
default 1 comma 0. Nobody explained why, you know, it is 1 comma 0. It could be 2, 3, 4, anywhere, you know. So that's the flexibility that we look up offer. So that's why there is a phobia about we look up in the people, that what is
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
column index,
So
and it shifts also besides.
see, the thing is, problem is, the people who have learned also, they did not learn it properly. Maybe
Yeah, absolutely.
the tutor would not have explained in this way what is the significance, what is the input commands or arguments, because unless until the people are formally trained by, I mean, if they're unless until they are the Microsoft certified trainers, they will
Yeah,
not explain you all these things. Because
yeah,
nowadays,
and
every Tom, Dick, and Harry become the trainers. But
yeah,
how you
absolutely.
how you deliver it, sometimes you have to step down into the participants shoes and you have to make them understand in their way, then only they
Right.
can understand.
Yeah,
I can use any technical terms, but the thing is, are you ready to understand in that way?
correct. And nobody challenged it. The reason was because, as I said, I come from manufacturing side, so we have a lot of instruments and termination lists. So if you
Mhm.
get it wrong, you basically just ruin the whole site as such. So nobody challenged that whole ritual of cutting the column and pasting it as a first cell and stuff like that. But thanks for the good explanation.
No problem. It's my pleasure. I'm glad you have learned also. I'll tell you the reason why, because we are more into the solution oriented. We never try to understand or judge someone's inputs over that. This is the only reason why. See, this is what we have to explore. Why not this? Why this? Like that, you should keep asking the question, then only you can enhance your skill.
Correct, sir.
Anyway, not a problem. All right. So I believe now, right. So great that our friend Swagatika, she had got some clarity, and today it is things clear for her. How about Kavita? Those were working with VLOOKUP for the first time, and Sri Lakshmi, any doubt, any queries in VLOOKUP? If you are clear, you can drop me a message, D for done or Y for yes, so that I can proceed. Or if you are struggling, you need my support, do let me know. Okay, great then. Now we'll go for another formula naming called H lookup. Like V stands for vertical, H stands for horizontal. So okay, you are getting an error. Kavita, okay, you can share your screen. Right. So go for maximizing the same. Yes, you are getting error. I told that when you go to the error, see how to find out where the error is. Open the formula by hitting F2 or function F2. Yours. Yeah. So can you see that, or I mean, your maroon color border is started moving in the left side from that vendor's data. You could see the maroon color border is moving. This is the trouble. You go to Samsung, go to the Samsung case. No, no, don't do it manually, not only to rectify only one error. Go to Samsung. In Samsung also you are getting NA. Towards your right, Samsung case also showing NA. No, no, Kavita, forget about that. Escape. Go for escape. Go to Samsung's answer. Samsung also showing NA. Just for the understanding, here you don't need to do anything. Just open the formula by hitting F2 or function F2. Can you see it is going further down, right? Similarly, go for escape and see Toshiba. See Toshiba. Yeah, open the formula. Can you see it is going further down because the range is also moving along with your formula movement. So we need to restrict that movement. How to restrict? Go for escape. Select from top to bottom on your red column, top to bottom, and go for F2. Yeah, function F2. And that maroon color, whatever the range it is showing, select it in the formula itself, select it. Only maroon color area, select it. Yeah, select. How do you select? Shift and left arrow key, right arrow key. You click there first. Right. Now go for F4. F4. Right. Now control enter. No, you have locked VLOOKUP lookup value also. Lookup value should not be locked. Escape. Come out of that. Come out of that. Escape. Now go for F2. Function F2. Yes. Only that array should be locked. Yes. That maroon color area only you select. Right. That's it. Now lock it. Now control enter. Yep. So this is the reason why I told you yesterday, please practice well before stepping into the day two programming. Anyway, I'm taking the control back on the screen. Okay. Now here, let us go for have some understanding about HLOOKUP also. So as I was telling you, V stands for vertical, H stands for horizontal. So when your data is in vertical format, you can use VLOOKUP. When your data is in horizontal format, you can use HLOOKUP. Rest of logics are same. In place of V, we have to go for H. In place of column index number, we have to use row index number. That's it. So take a look, same data we have. Suppose this two row items is nothing but my vendor's data. Take an example. This is nothing but the vendor's data. Okay. Below to that, we have got a list of brands where we need to populate the rates for the same by looking at our vendor's catalog. Okay. Now suppose that this is my vendor's data over here. Now based on this, I need to populate the rates for all these brands. So what we can do, just first select your entire array as we have developed the practice yesterday. Let's go for that. So select your array where you want your solution. Then immediately go for over here equal to H lookup. Now I told you that already. Whenever you happen to write your formula, go with your formula syntax and arguments. So what is the first argument says? Lookup value. Now what is my lookup value? In case of VLOOKUP, I told you what we have with us to search. So we have our first brand Acer to search. Clear? Comma. Then it demands me table array. I told you in VLOOKUP case also table array is way to search. So you can start searching from brand or you can start searching from Samsung. It's up to you. You can ignore the header also, up to you. So I just select everything. I have taken it. Now, once I select my table array, when I copy this formula towards right, this table array should not move right. Like in VLOOKUP, when you copy the formula down, array was moving down. Similarly, for HLOOKUP, when you're copying the formula towards right, array will be moving right. So it will be a problem then. So why don't you rectify that by using F4 locking the cell, comma. Coming to now row index number. What VLOOKUP was asking, column index number, since the data was in vertical format. So now we have the data in row format over here. Okay. So when I go for row format, how many rows are there in this border area? We have got two rows, right? And how you read your data from top to bottom or bottom to top? We always read the data from top to bottom. So my topmost row is brand, row number one. Below to that, rate, row number two. So this is how we should keep counting. Now, out of these two rows, already we have brand with us. What we are looking for? We are looking for rate. Rate is in which row? Row number two, comma. What kind of Range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match. VLOOKUP also was asking the same, and I told you blindly go for simply zero. And what is that zero significance? Is nothing but one-to-one match or exact match. Now, bracket close. And when you go for bracket close, formula is ready only with one cell, but we need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control, enter, and we got our records ready. Now, suppose say if you want to cross check, what if Prabhas HP is not there over here? I have something else. Suppose instead of HP, I go for over here. Okay, I go for a different brand. What is saying? Since HP is not available, it shows me NA because HP is not there, right? So the data, wherever it is matching, it is picking up the value. If it is not having the data, it will throw the NA as a result. So throw NA is nothing but not available, not applicable, anything you can treat, but that is a formula driven error. So this is how we have understood how to use our H lookup. So give it a try and check HLOOKUP is working fine for you. Any difficulties, do let me know. Fine. So can I take that all are clear now with VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP? Okay. Now, regarding the application, VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, anyway you want, you can apply. If you are having such kind of thought process, then you have to rectify something. You cannot apply VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP wherever you want. There are certain rules you need to follow, and which is very, very essential to know. Now, what are those rules? First of all, let's have the basic understanding. Whenever you go for VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, there are three rules you need to first remember. Now, rule number one, VLOOKUP says that the data has to be in vertical format. Now, question arises, which data? As I told you, there are always two types of data. One is your master data, in our case, the vendor catalog. One is your data where you are working or our workings. So your master data has to be in vertical format, right? Your data may be in vertical or maybe in horizontal, not a problem. It will be bringing the answers, not issue. But your master data should be in vertical. So that is what it is telling for VLOOKUP purpose. Master data has to be in vertical. Hope this rule is clear for VLOOKUP. Yes, no. For VLOOKUP, rule number one, master data has to be vertical. Is it clear? If yes, drop me a message. Fine. For HLOOKUP, it says that the data has to be in horizontal format. Now, which data? Again, your master data has to be in horizontal format. Now, which is master data? So this data is your master data. This has to be in horizontal format. Our data, where I'm working with, it may be horizontal, maybe vertical, not a problem. It is still going to fetch me the value. Now, rule number two, VLOOKUP says there should not be any duplicate where in the master data. So here, take a look, just try to understand what I'm saying. If you are looking for Acer in the master data brand column, Acer should not be there duplicate. Say, Acer is there, suppose 2 times. Samsung, I'm changing to Acer. Now, Acer, how many times it is there? This is one and this is second. It has taken 22,000 earlier because there was only one value. But now, what is going to happen? If you have the duplicates, VLOOKUP will always pick the first value. Just see when I'm hitting enter, is it giving 25K? Because Acer 2 times are there. And which is the first entry? 25,000. So this is the reason why rule number two, it says that for VLOOKUP, there should not be any duplicate in the master data. In our data, maybe duplicate is there, no issues, same value is going to come. In red column, maybe red same, no issues, no problems at all. So this is called there should not be any duplicate in our master data. Same rule goes for our HLOOKUP also. There should not be any duplicate in your master data. If you have the duplicates, VLOOKUP will always pick the first value. And HLOOKUP also will pick the first value. Hope it is clear. Rule number two. Any difficulties in understanding? All right. Rule number three. VLOOKUP says that the data flow has to be always left to right. What is that? Left to right. What does it mean? This is very, very essential to know. See, suppose say when I ask the vendor to give the data, he has not given like this. Suppose he has given like this. Then VLOOKUP cannot read your data from right to left. VLOOKUP cannot read your data from right to left. But this is not essential that the rate column has to be with immediate right to the brand column. It can be like this. And whenever you are looking for table array, you must start searching from brand and then you should start selecting. And when you go for rate, you should stop. Anything before brand is there, you no need to take into your table array, like serial numbers, invoice number, anything, you no need to select that. And whenever you go and find the rate column, there you have to stop with your selection. Even if after rate column, there are certain columns are there, it is not mandatory that you should take all this data into your table array and unwantedly making your formula size more. So this is how we have understood our rule number three. VLOOKUP says that data flow has to be always left to right. Similarly, HLOOKUP says that the data flow has to be always top to bottom. Now, what does it mean? Just see. When you go for HLOOKUP, suppose say this is what our master data and the vendor has given something like this, then HLOOKUP, sorry, cannot search your data from bottom to top. So this is what you have to always remember, all these rules, very, very essential. And if at all your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP is not working at any point of time, probably one of the rule is not satisfied. So you have to be very clear about it. So this is about our VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP we discussed. Any doubt for VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP? From your workplace, if you're able to recall while you have already applied some doubts or queries you had got it, feel free to ask today.
Uh, Prabhas, how to
Yeah.
we look up in new tab. If data is huge, we need to apply. We look up on new tab.
No, new tab in the sense new Excel sheet or new Excel file.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, new Excel worksheet or new Excel file.
Yes, both, but not on same tab.
Not on same tab. See, these are called worksheets. Now your primary data, master data in the same sheet, and your workings also in the same sheet. Now, if you want to apply between two different sheets, if you want to go for, then suppose that this is my blank sheet and this is my master data over here. I am looking for over here one or certain, suppose say, take an example. I am looking for over here between two different worksheets, right? So this is called two VLOOKUP application, two different Excel sheets. Is this you want?
Yes, yes,
Right. So what you can do when you go for it between two different Excel sheet is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the lookup value, comma, table array. It is there in my lookup sheet. Do you agree with me? The master data.
yes,
So I'll go to my master data and select like this. Then I should not go back. I should not go back to sheet one. The formula is visible in the formula bar. Can you see that?
yes,
So I should continue from here. I should not go back. If I go back, the sheet name will change. So see, here it is showing lookup sheet since I'm having the data in lookup sheet. If I go back to my original sheet, then the sheet name will be changing to sheet one. So address will change. So we'll never get a success. So you have to continue from here. Now I'll go for locking the same, obviously, because the data what I'm looking for. Then comma, which column? Column number 2, comma 0. When I go for it, control enter, can you see? We got the records. So this is how between two different Excel sheets, how to apply VLOOKUP, we got that clarity. Hope it is clear.
yes. Thank you.
Right. Now between two different Excel files, suppose this is entire one Excel file. I opened a new Excel file. Okay. Now here also, suppose say I'm looking for same these three tabs over here. Now this is one file where the lookup sheet is containing my master data. This is one more file where the three tabs I'm looking or three brands only I'm looking for the rates. What I can do, I can go for is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data from here. I'll go to the other sheet, other Excel file, and I'll select everything. So here I could see again in my formula bar, the formula is visible. But the beauty when you go for VLOOKUP between two different Excel file, it is automatically locking the range. Can you see that?
Yes,
So this is what the benefit. So I no need to worry about locking the same. Now again, which column out of this table array, which column is containing the rate? Number 2, comma, what kind of match? Always exact match, 0. Now control enter, we got the record. So this is how between two different Excel files, you can apply your VLOOKUP.
thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Any other queries, doubt about VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP? Anybody? Any doubt?
Prabhas sir, I have a question
Uh-huh.
regarding these rules.
Uh-huh.
We look up left to right. Now I understand that we cannot. So you showed an example that right can be the rate column can be on the left side of brand column. But if
Right.
I select everything, if I do not make a mistake in selecting, then so the VLOOKUP will follow the rule automatically, right? If I do not make a mistake in selection. So
No, no,
what's
no,
a
no, no,
what
no, no. See, here, take a look. Even though you select, now take a look. If I go for it over here, now what is that column is containing rate? Is the second column.
Yes, correct.
So I have defined the column index number as 2, correct?
Yeah.
Now suppose if I change this, Control X, and if I go for it, now it is showing error because my table array is just changing. So suppose if I go for this table array, same table array, I am moving it over here. Now which column is containing my rate? Is the first
One,
column.
first one.
So if I go for first column over here, even if I go for it, what I'm getting, because this data
Oh,
is not there in your first column. This data is going to be matched in the second column, and second to first we cannot get it. Always we can go for first to second, first to third, first to fourth, like that. From left to right only we can move. We cannot move from right to left.
so I get it. So now say, so the brand that so whatever we have to look for, is it always safe to keep it on the extreme left? Is that the rule, or on the left side of the data that we are looking up?
Your common, the best principle, just remember the common data should be always in the left.
Left side to what we are
Uh,
looking
and
up. Okay.
and yeah, and whatever output you're expecting, that should be in your right.
Okay, clear. Thanks.
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
All right. So any other doubts, queries about our VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, Kavita, Swagatika, Sivlakshmi, those who are working for the first time?
Sir, I have one
Yeah.
doubt.
Yes.
So, just you showed us to do in two sets, know how to do the formula. If I want to go back to the previous set, how I'll go? Any for matlab shortcut is there, sir?
From one sheet to other, you want to move.
Means formula. If I click from which seat it has connected, how can I see which seat means how to
Right.
go back?
See,
Yeah.
there's nothing to go back. You have to read that formula syntax. As I told you, if you look at
Okay.
the formula, what it says, lookup is the sheet name. This is your sheet name.
Okay.
So it is picking up the data from this sheet. This is what the understanding. Now from this
Okay. This
sheet,
is seat to seat. Okay. No. If a file to file. Sorry. A
huh,
file.
huh,
One file to other file.
right. So in other file, again, if you look at, this is showing the file name. This is your case studies file. File name is there. In that file, then the sheet name is lookup. Then the range is, this is working in this hierarchy. So first
Yeah.
is the file name if you are working with two different files. So first is the file name, then is the sheet name over here is the
Mm-hmm.
second hierarchy. Then coming to the range of your data.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
If my second file is closed, it's not open. If I want to cross check, so it will open automatically. Means
How it will open? You have to manually open that. How
okay,
it will cross
okay,
check automatically? It will not go and open the file for you, right? It is just taking the
okay.
data from that file. So if you want to cross check, then you have to open both the files and you can work.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. So any other doubts, queries about VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP?
Yeah, Professor, one question here.
Yes, ask me.
Uh, for the Excel files, we put the VLOOKUP.
Right.
In case if I send the data to my customer or my boss,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
they won't be having the second file, right?
Right.
And if I send only the output file of what the VLOOKUP I have made and I have sent it to them. So
Absolutely.
in their laptop, will it will fetch up or it will show some error and
No, no,
misvalue
no.
or
It
how?
it will show. But tomorrow, if they try to edit something, or they have gone to that cell and opened that cell and they hit enter, then it will throw some error. If they just watch the screen, it will not be showing any kind of argument error, nothing. As it is, whatever you have designed, they can see. But tomorrow, if they
Okay.
go to one cell and open that cell like this to see the formula, then they hit enter, it will throw error because that data is not there in their system because the location has been changed. The sheet name, range, file name, everything will not be there in their access. That's why it will throw error. So the best option, what is that? You should not leave the formula. You just make it as copy paste special value whenever you are doing it, so that whenever the edit also, it will not be showing that VLOOKUP formula anymore.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right. Yes. Any other questions from VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP side people? So what I suggest is taking the live data, keep practicing upon all these things, whatever we have learned from day one, day two, everything. Okay. Then if you have any queries also, make it ready, or you can keep asking in the WhatsApp group. Anybody is voluntarily willing to answer also, that's also fine. But practice it. Otherwise, it will be very difficult again to grasp the things, because day three and day four somewhat will be catching up a bit of speed so that you can extract more from the training and we can cover some more topics as well. So your support is needed and you have to commit for that. So day one and day two, any doubt, any queries?
No from my side.
Fine. So was it informative, whatever in day two we discussed?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So keep using those techniques as usual. By maximum 9 p.m., you will be getting the recordings, people. Okay, and make use of that since the